stolen, he can tell you.
Thought that most of the stolen items have been returned.
Jim Ryan reports it's the latest burglary in a string of crimes against pro athletes, including a Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow. Right now, cloudy skies. We're at 71 degrees in Midtown. Clouds giving way to sunshine and a high of 85 degrees. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, some 400 customers are without power this morning in DeKalb County. Matthew Kent with Georgia Power tells us the area that's impacted.
Off of East Ponce de Leon and Hambrick Road.
He says a dump truck hit some poles this morning. Crews are on the scene and they hope to have everyone back up and running by noon, if not sooner. Paulding County Sheriff takes to social media to calm concerns and stop misinformation from spreading about an incident over the weekend.
Sheriff Ashley Henson says the middle school dance was well planned and staffed with chaperones and security, but things went sideways when a parent notices a child acting suspiciously and then take off running. Immediately, rumors spread that a gun's involved. Sheriff Henson says that's not true, nor is his department trying to cover anything up.
I can just about guarantee you, if a gun would have went off in that gym or in a bathroom with over 50 parents and 4 deputies there, somebody would have heard it or seen something, and they didn't.
As for what the kids were hiding, 2 vape pens. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
It's 9:02. Former FBI Director James Comey set to be in a courthouse today to begin a legal fight where his reputation and freedom are at stake.
Comey will enter the Alexandria Federal Courthouse this morning in a wholly unfamiliar position. Defendant. Comey indicted and charged with lying to Congress and obstructing congressional proceedings, allegations he flatly denied.
Pierre Thomas reports the charges have to do with leaked information from the FBI's Trump-Russia investigation that began back in 2016. The Supreme Court will hear arguments today over whether people can sue the U.S. Postal Service if a postal worker intentionally doesn't deliver somebody's mail. A current legal exemption protects the USPS from claims involving lost or non-delivered mail.
The plaintiff here, a landlord, suffered damages because the mail carrier intentionally marked the mail addressed to him and his tenants as undeliverable because he refused to deliver it.
Thane Rosenbaum reports the plaintiff argues the mail carrier's refusal to deliver the mail was racially motivated. The Atlanta-based owner of the New York Stock Exchange is buying a major betting platform. The Intercontinental Exchange says it's spending $2 billion on Polymarket, which allows people to bet on real-world events like politics.
The Intercontinental Exchange will become a global distributor of Polymarket's event-driven data, providing customers with sentiment indicators on topics in the markets. Betting on events soared during the 2024 presidential election.
Bloomberg's Courtney Donahoe says platforms like Polymarket handled billions of dollars in wagers during the 2020 election. And there's a new request for photos of one of the newest members of Georgia's creepy crawly family. The UGA Center for Invasive Species and Ecosystem Health is holding an annual contest to help research the invasive Joro spider.
To understand how they move, where they're moving to, how the distribution is moving as time progresses.
The center's Rebecca Wallace says they've tracked the spiders as far away as Maryland and Pennsylvania, although they're not spreading as far south. The spiders from Asia were first spotted in the U.S. in Houston back in 2013. 9:03 now. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. First, though, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic begins with Ashley Frasco.
Still looking at about a 35-minute trip time down I-85 to get between 316 and 285. No crashes, just volume until you reach at least Jimmy Carter Boulevard. We do have a crash backing up Sugarloaf Parkway, pretty heavy in both directions. The crash right at Highway 316, and it looks like right now 316 eastbound shut down with trouble at Drowning Creek as you leave Decula. 400 south still tapping the brakes between Haynesbridge and Holcomb Bridge. What about the downtown ride? Chinwe Maponya Cook.
Well, we're loaded up out of Lakewood, I-75-85 northbound. You're going to be tapping the brakes, leaving Langford Parkway 166, trying to make your way up around that Grady curve with the delays easing around Peachtree Pine, exit 249. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies today, high 85, lows tonight in the low 60s. Cooler, drier air moving in for tomorrow, breezy as well, high 71. Friday, mostly sunny, morning low 53, afternoon high 72.
And right now, cloudy and 70 degrees across Noonan, Norcross, and Powder Springs. We'll have more news coming up at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome, friends, to a jammed-packed Wednesday edition of the Mark Arum Show. 30 minutes from right now, we're going to go to Israel, get the latest on the Israel-Hamas peace talks right after the 10 o'clock news. I'm going to kick you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz, another chance to win $1,000 in the 11 o'clock hour. Got some new fundraising numbers here on a couple of big political races. Greg Bluestein from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution will join us live with the very latest there. I want to kick today's show off, though. Day 8, I believe, of the government shutdown. We'll start our team coverage live in the district. Joining us from CBS News, Natalie Brand. Natalie, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Good morning, Mark. Good to be with you.
A lot of federal employees here in the metro Atlanta area, some essential, going to work, some at home. But the light at the end of the tunnel always been, once the shutdown ends, you'll get your back pay. But maybe contradiction yesterday from the White House that not all furloughed workers might get that back pay. What can you tell us?
Yeah, well, there's this memo that has been circulating, and CBS News confirmed it, which suggests that maybe furloughed employees wouldn't automatically be compensated. But that, Mark, is at odds with a law passed in 2019 following, as you may remember, the record government shutdown that year, 35 days. The Government Employee Fair Treatment Act was passed in a bipartisan way, signed by President Trump during his first administration, which was seen to ensure that any furloughed workers do get compensated, despite not going to work. What I can say is a lot of lawmakers here on Capitol Hill, where I am currently, say that, they are completely supportive of these federal workers getting their back pay, and they don't see the president's comments as helpful, that they see this as, these are Democratic lawmakers saying that they view this as another threat or form of intimidation. And the president himself, when asked about this, said that he will follow the law. So unclear right now if this is another tactic to try to bring Democrats on board with the GOP plan of passing the House-supported spending measure, as the stalemate continues 1 week in.
From that memo that CBS News acquired, were there any details on what employees in this hypothetical situation wouldn't get back pay?
Yeah, basically the memo was suggesting that some of the legal interpretation had been misconstrued, and perhaps not all furloughed workers were entitled to their back pay. But again, it's kind of murky. And at this point, what is clear is, a lot of lawmakers, including Republicans, are not on board with furloughed workers not getting their pay. And it would also be subject to legal challenges. So again, a lot of, for federal workers out there who are concerned, there's promises of legal challenges if the president or the White House were to try to make good on this threat. And then also, lawmakers could pass another bill or appropriate funding to make sure that everyone who is furloughed is in fact getting their pay.
So for the furloughed federal workers listening to us here in Metro Atlanta, they shouldn't be too concerned. It's the law. GOP lawmakers are going to support them getting the back pay. This really isn't a big concern for them this morning.
That's the message that we are getting here from Capitol Hill and elsewhere, yes.
Gotcha. Natalie Brand from CBS News joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. The shutdown continues. Do we have any movement in negotiations, any planned for today? Yeah,
there are more votes scheduled on these dueling spending measures, but, the stalemate continues. And some lawmakers here have kind of described this as a Groundhog Day scenario where they keep voting on these dueling measures. One, the GOP supported a short-term funding measure, which the Republican House already passed. The other one, the Democratic version, includes that additional funding for extending health care tax credits under the Affordable Care Act, the enhanced tax credits that have been at the heart of this political battle. There is a thought, Senator Susan Collins of Maine, a moderate Republican who chairs the Appropriations Committee, she has kind of a draft discussion proposal to try to ensure that Democrats, that there is some sort of negotiation right after, passing a short-term funding measure. But at this point, it seems to be more in the discussion phase. We're not quite seeing, the breakthrough that everyone's been waiting for, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how these votes go this morning. These are the same two measures that have failed multiple times in the past few days, and notably, senators did not vote yesterday. So we're getting to the point where, they keep repeating the same action, and at some point, something's got to give.
Yeah. While I have you, Natalie, if you can just give us a brief update on the National Guard deployments in American cities. I know there's been a bunch of legal challenges. Any update on that big story?
Yeah, so we have Chicago local media, our media partners in Chicago, reporting that the Texas National Guard has arrived in the city, despite the pushback and promises, the lawsuit actually that was filed by Chicago and Illinois to challenge that. But because a judge, federal judge in Illinois, did not grant a temporary restraining order, we're waiting to see, whether we do actually see troops on the ground doing work today in Chicago and surrounding areas. The administration has argued that, they are there to protect federal property and federal law enforcement officers. But there will be a big hearing on this tomorrow, as, the judge earlier this week said she needed more time to kind of assess the full argument. Now, over in Oregon, that temporary restraining order to block National Guard troops in that state is still in effect. The administration has appealed. Obviously, there's this continued back and forth between the administration and Democratic state and local leaders saying that what the administration is trying to do is not necessary, and it's also an abuse of power, violates state sovereignty. So this, again, is going to just be argued out in court. And, legal experts that CBS News has been talking to note that the pace of these deployments, of this trend of trying to federalize National Guard troops and send them to these various jurisdictions is really unprecedented in modern times. If you look at how past presidents have used this extraordinary authority in really just times of crisis, not the Trump administration would argue that it's times of crisis right now, but these Democratic governors and local leaders are saying that the facts on the ground do not support that.
Yeah, we'll see how, if the Insurrection Act is used at all by the Trump administration. Natalie Brand, live in D.C., CBS News. Natalie, great stuff as always. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
There you go. A couple of big stories there. So good news, if you are a furloughed worker, the headline scared me, and I'm not a furloughed worker, that some people might not get back pay. It's the law. You will get your back pay. Continue our team coverage of the government shutdown. Joining us from ABC News, Claire McMichael. Claire, here in Atlanta, home of the world's busiest airport, Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Am I being a nervous Nelly that we might see air traffic control issues here at the world's busiest?
Well, you're not being a nervous Nelly, or if you are, it's you and many other people. So just to zoom out, we're over a week into the shutdown, as you said, and we are seeing it start to impact flights. And that's because some air traffic controllers are calling out sick. So as we know, staffing has been a big issue with air traffic controllers for years, and the margins are so thin that when you have even just a few calling out, it can have major impact. So we saw this start earlier this week when Burbank Airport had no air traffic controllers and flights were delayed. And then yesterday, we saw thousands more delays and staffing issues at multiple air traffic control facilities across the country, including some here in Atlanta. So experts say that the longer the shutdown goes, the worse these issues could become.
In previous instances where we've had these sick outs with the air traffic controllers, that's actually led to a stop in the government shutdown. Is that a possibility that President Trump, the Republicans, the Democrats go, oh, we can't have this continue, and that might be a jumping off point for negotiations?
Right. So last shutdown, 2018, 2019, you saw controllers and TSA agents as well start to call out sick. And of course, that led to long lines, some ground stops, flight delays. But the key difference between these two times is is last time it happened over 30 days into the shutdown. So this time, we're just a week in. We're seeing it happen a lot sooner. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on if that has any impact on the politicians.
Interesting. And all of the air traffic control under the umbrella of Sean Duffy, the Secretary of Transportation. Have we heard from him and what solutions might be available to the FAA to handle these sick outs and the shortages of air traffic controllers?
Right. So we have heard from Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. He visited the Newark Airport air traffic controllers a couple days ago and told the press that they are seeing a slight uptick in folks calling out sick across the country. So in terms of what the FAA is doing about this, though, there are so many layers of redundancy in the national airspace. There are more than 10,000 controllers working who will continue to work. But when there aren't enough controllers for a certain area, that's when they start to reduce the number of flights and space them out to make sure that the airspace remains safe.
Final question for you, Claire, for folks here in Metro Atlanta that plan on traveling this week or this weekend, any advice that experts are giving for those that might run into some delays or cancellations because of the shortage?
Absolutely. So get your airline's app and make sure you're checking the status of your flight, even before you head to the airport to see if you could be expecting those delays or cancellations. You may want to check your airport social media to see if they mention delays there. And, of course, show up early in case you do encounter those long TSA lines. Again, we haven't seen that during this shutdown at this point, but you never know what could happen in the future. So get there early.
Claire McMichael, ABC News. Claire, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I pulled this off of one of the cable news networks this morning. This is Nick Daniels. He is president of the Air Traffic Controllers Association.
Well, the bills don't stop. And just because we're going to get paid back eventually doesn't mean that it makes it easier on them. So air traffic controllers are going to go to their primary job, but then they'll start having to take up a second job to ensure they have a steady stream of income. And we know the American people don't want to see that, and that's why the shutdown has to end today before it becomes to measures just like that.
That's kind of crazy. Like, air traffic controllers, historically, one of the most, if not the most stressful job around. And if they're not getting paid, Nick Daniels, president of the Air Traffic Controllers Association, they're going to go get a side hustle. Can you imagine? Like, all right, you clock out at Hartsfield-Jackson, the tower there, after a grueling shift of landing plane after, and they're like, oh, I got to go bag at Publix, or I got to go deliver food for Uber. Wow. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. We will update the government shutdown again. Today is day 8, and you heard Claire there. If you do have a flight today, check with your airline, their app, etc., and go to ATL.com, by the way. That is the official website of the world's busiest airport. I always go there to check security delays. I'm not sure if TSA agents are doing a sick out, if they're short-staffed on security delays, but it's always worth checking. All right, we're going to come back, update our top local stories. First and foremost, though, got some issues on good old 316. Let's say hello and good morning to Mike Shields.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Yeah, let's start off with as you leave Decula, a crash that at times has had all lanes blocked. Highway 316 eastbound at Drowning Creek Road. You can avoid those delays out of Lawrenceville and Decula by taking Highway 29, Winder Highway through Auburn as a wide way around that. In Lawrenceville, right lane roadwork setting up. Highway 316 eastbound at Duluth Highway. Delays as you leave Sugarloaf Parkway. And on Sugarloaf Parkway, we've had a crash causing delays in both directions right over Highway 316. This report is brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, and even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news source.
They had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by them.
When you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
If you went into the office today and your boss said, hey, I'd like to sign you to a 5-year guaranteed contract, would you be like, oh, awesome, I'll sign on the dotted line? I know I would. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back with you. How about 5 years of guaranteed anything these days? It's unheard of. That's why I'm so amazed about the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years, Guaranteed. Life, we know, unpredictable. The price of your internet shouldn't be. Get a reliable price for a reliable connection. All in all, it means get Wi-Fi equipment included and unlimited data. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Legal restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. And then once you sign up for the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, go to your boss's office and say, hey, boss, I want a 5-year guaranteed contract. Let's get on board, just like Xfinity. Online at Xfinity.com. That's Xfinity.com.
The Scott Antique Markets is back at the Atlanta Expo Center, featuring hundreds of vendors with collectibles and merchandise from all over the world. We're on both sides of I-285 exit 55 on Jonesboro Road. Visit ScottAntiqueMarket.com for more information.
This is Scott Slade. I had a chance to catch up with my friends at Myland recently, and they were telling me how busy they've been helping homeowners access the equity in their homes. Over the last few weeks, rates have dropped, and people are jumping on the opportunity to refinance and open home equity lines to do long overdue projects or consolidate high-interest debts. Even if another lender has told you they can't help, it's worth it to call my friends at Myland. They have so many different loan programs, low rates, and highly trained experts waiting to help you. It wouldn't make sense to call anyone else. I trust Myland with all my home loans, and you should too. I can't tell you how many testimonials and success stories I've heard from these guys and gals over the years. Do yourself a favor, give them a call. 770-817-2000. 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com, spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage License C148769. Myland's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews for My Roofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it in the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Spooky season is upon us, which means attending festivals, carving pumpkins, and, well, making messes. Candy, slime, you name it. Your carpet and upholstery has seen it all. Good thing you can call the pros at Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning to get your home insanely clean. Hey Atlanta, it's Patrick, owner of Zerorez, and we understand the mess that comes along with this season. Our patented cleaning technology, ZR Water, cleans your carpets without the use of harsh chemicals, soaps, and detergents. We also understand that every dollar counts these days, so save big with our fall sale. 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $129 when you mention WSB Radio. Still not sure if you should give us a call? Check out our 4.9 star rating on Google and over 20,000 reviews. So give us a call or schedule online to get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $129. All you have to do is mention WSB Radio. Easily schedule your cleaning online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, it's the right way to clean.
A celebration. Welcome back to the show. Happy 75th birthday to Robert Cool Bell of Kool and the Gang. He's been on the show a bunch of times, I believe, Deborah. Happy 75th. He's 75. He looks younger than me. He looks fantastic. Happy birthday, Robert Cool Bell from Kool and the Gang. All right, this does not surprise me. Big local story as you drive to work right now. Deborah, Georgia, the most expensive state to own a car. I can vouch for that. Why is it so expensive to own a car in Georgia?
Well, I know we all know this because we get our premiums and we all have to commute here, but Georgia is definitely on the top 5 of one of the most expensive states to own a car, averaging at about $3,400 in annual car expenses a year. That includes insurance.
I would die for that.
I know you would. Insurance, repairs, and then gas. Even though Georgia has like some of the cheapest gas in the countries, it's what insurance here, especially us living in Metro Atlanta. The average cost throughout the state is about $1,500. Repairs, $400. I'm looking at you. And then gas, another $15 as long as you don't have an EV or an electric car. So Georgia definitely in the top 5.
5 worst states too, and it's all that insurance because
it's insurance here for Georgia.
And that's why you have the 24-hour traffic center because people keep running into each other and driving up our rates. So I dropped my car off at Rocco's this morning before the show. My check engine light's on, my tail light's out, so whatever. But I dropped it off before they open, and I was like, I'll just take an Uber to the station. So I ordered an Uber, and the first time ever, it was like, hey, do you want a Waymo car? Like the self-driving car.
Did you do
They're all over downtown here.
I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. So I did it. And this is my first time, and it's just side streets. It's like a 10-minute trip. It's not that bad. So I was like, it was cool. I enjoyed it. And I like the fact that the Waymo, like driverless car, was kind of a dick. Like,
how?
So we're on 17th Street, and we were in the left lane to take a turn on the North Side Drive, and there's a car in front of us, and the Waymo car like kept creeping up on the back tail of the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like, that is very. They trained it to drive like a human, and then we were turning right on Deering. From Deering to Peachtree Road, and it was like a yellow turn arrow, and I swear to God, the Waymo like punched it to make the yellow light. I was like, yeah.
Picking up our bad habits.
Because my fear was like, oh, it's going to be like driving with my Nana. But Waymo, no, he was kind of a dick. I was very impressed, yeah. Although I did cause a little backup because it was my first time, and the Waymo pulls up in front of Rocco's, and I go to open the door, and it's not opening. I'm like, you have to look on the app, and there's a thing like unlock the doors.
Oh, so like verify that it's you.
Yeah, so like some random homeless dude can't just jump in the car. You have to unlock it, and there were like 3 cars behind. Like, hey, Aram,
hurry up,
get your fat butt. But I thought it was pretty cool. And there's no tip. I don't think I didn't tip anyway. I didn't tip the.
He's gonna be waiting for you out there after the show.
Yeah,
like,
but it went around.
It's gonna be like Christine.
Yeah.
There was
following you.
There was like one car that was like dropping off a delivery, and the Waymo was like, "No, I'm not waiting behind this car." It was very, very first time out. 5 stars though. Would recommend the Waymo. All right, Cheryl has your news, weather, and traffic in 2 when we come back. We're going to go to Israel. Jordana Miller from ABC News covering the peace talks between Israel and Hamas. Social media is active throughout the broadcast at Mark Airman at WSB Radio.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. 1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good Wednesday morning at 9:30. I'm Cheryl Castro. News brought to you by Dr. Roof. Our top story, there's new information coming to light about a lesser known and harder to detect type of breast cancer. CBS medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder explains lobular cancer.
Breast cancers in the lobules, so what makes the milk, are called lobular cancers, breast cancers, and those make up about 1 in 10 of breast cancer cases.
Cases are on the rise, and the American Cancer Society says this particular type of cancer doubled between 1975 and 2021. Gounder says lobular cancer is fueled by hormonal exposure. An accident causes hundreds of Georgia Power customers to be without power this morning in DeKalb County in the area of East Ponce de Leon and Hambrick Road.
It was caused by a dump truck this morning hitting some poles. We currently have about 6 poles damaged, and on average, those can take 4 to 6 hours to repair.
Georgia Power's Matthew Kent says roughly 400 customers are still without power. Crews are on the scene, and they hope to have the power back on before noon. There's a new Georgia connection in a string of robberies against pro athletes while they're playing. The suspects wanted in the latest burglary at the home of New Orleans Saints defensive end Cam Jordan are all from Georgia.
We have identified 4 suspects that came in town. All 4 of them identified, 2 in custody, 2 still outstanding.
Jefferson Parish Sheriff Joseph Lapinto says the suspects burglarized Jordan's house while the Saints were playing the 49ers at the Superdome on September 14th. The sheriff says surveillance video helped investigators track a car of interest, which led to arrests of the Georgia men and the recovery of a lot of property. Well, the investigation continues this morning after a 19-year-old is shot and killed and another is injured in southwest Atlanta. Atlanta Police Lieutenant Andrew Smith says it happened at a gated townhome community on Celeste Drive, not far from I-285.
We're still determining the motive as to why the shooting took place.
He says one group of people fired on another group. The hospitalized victim is recovering after being shot in the arm. The Hull County Board of Commissioners votes to temporarily suspend the county's planning commission during an investigation. The move follows a complaint from a resident last month that a meeting was held without proper notice. While the suspension is in place, all zoning applications will be heard by commissioners to minimize delays in the application process. Those with active applications will be contacted by the county to determine the next steps. If you think Amazon's getting smarter in how it gets you to buy things during Prime Days, well, you might be right.
Those recommendations for you are getting much more personalized.
AI is going to transform the shopping as we see it.
Dr. Rajiv Garg with Emory's Goizueta Business School says you can now use Amazon's own AI tool, Rufus, to search out not just the best deals on a particular product, but the most reliable, saving you time and money.
I mean, the downside for Amazon is maybe we'll end up buying less.
Garg says that's because shoppers won't be wasting as much time wading through pages and pages of items. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
It is 9:33, time to check traffic and weather. We turn now to Mike Shields live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And Cheryl, watching delays on 285 on the south side perimeter. Once again, rolling roadwork really inconveniencing you on 285 westbound the Interloop. Today, they're getting past Jonesboro Road right now in the left lane, exit 55. Bumper to bumper, though, all the way back to Flat Shoals, 7 miles, exit 48, and delays out of Decula with the crash that's in the right lane. At times, all lanes have been blocked. Highway 316 eastbound at Drowning Creek Road, delays back into Lawrenceville and to Sugarloaf Parkway Extension. You can always use Highway 29 as an alternate through Decula into Auburn. I'm Mike Schultz, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies today, high 85, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, breezy as cooler air moves in, highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Friday, mostly sunny, morning low 53, afternoon high 72.
And right now, cloudy skies, 71 degrees in Kennesaw. You're at 70 in Swanee, 72 in Decatur. More news at 10 o'clock, breaking news when it happens. I'm Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
The way you should live your life is look at the way they're doing it at D.C. and then just run.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
Other people are getting away with it, so you should get away with it.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
Well, your best day ever would have been a Tuesday. Who knows?
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Senator Blumenthal, I cannot believe
that you would accuse me
Pam
of
Bondi
impropriety.
yesterday in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Still to come what the Attorney General had to say to her critics. But next, we go to Israel, the latest on the peace talks, 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
I've found your next go-to service team for Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi. It's Wolf Pen European Auto Repair in Roswell. Honest pricing with certified factory techs who won't run up the tab with repairs you don't need. See the difference when you search Wolf Pen Auto Repair.
Home improvement projects can be a stressful guessing game. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus, the highest level of communication. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. We'll make you comfortable and keep you informed with every step of your project.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus, siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
Thanksgiving not too far away, and if you're like me, it's my favorite holiday, at least at food holiday of the year. Hey, it's Mark Arum with you. When I go to Thanksgiving dinner, I want a guaranteed amazing meal. I don't want anyone experimenting when it comes to my Thanksgiving dinner. I want guaranteed success. That's what my friends at Advanced Hair get you. Whether you have receding hairline, a bald spot, thinning hair, Advanced Hair has the guaranteed solution to regrow your hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. If you want to get your hair back, now's the time. Advanced Hair is the place. Takes just one visit, guys, but first you need a free consultation. Schedule now, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. And if you move forward, you get $250 off plus 250 free grafts. How about that hair regrowing for Thanksgiving? One-day treatment, life-changing results, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Check them out online at advancedhair.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
9:37 on the Mark Arum Show. Big birthday today for Bruno Mars. He turns 40 years old. What was ever the deal, Deborah, with Bruno Mars? He racked up like $50 million. Remember that story? He racked up like $50 million in gambling debts.
Gambling, I don't know whatever happened to that.
And then to pay it off, he did like a residency at Caesars or something. I don't know if that was fake news or not, but
it sounds like an Elvis thing.
Very talented individual right there, Mr. Deborah shrugs. Yeah. He played the Super Bowl halftime show. It was part of a compilation.
Controversy.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to touch that today. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Right after the 10 o'clock news, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Another chance to win $1,000. Speaking of Vegas residencies, Barry Manilow tickets available again today at 11:37. Right now, though, let's continue our team coverage of the peace talks between Israel and Hamas. Joining us from ABC News in Jerusalem, Jordana Miller. Jordana, yesterday on the show, we talked about the 2-year anniversary of the Hamas attack on Israel. Did the peace talks continue, even though yesterday was the second anniversary of those terrible attacks?
That's right. Yesterday was day 2, and today will be day 3 of the Gaza ceasefire talks in Sharm el-Sheikh. That's a beautiful place on the Red Sea in Egypt. And all the big players are actually have arrived today. And that includes President Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, as well as Ron Dermer, the head of the Israeli delegation. And we're going to see regional leaders from Qatar, from Egypt there, and a new leader from Turkey, the head of Turkey's intelligence. And I think, President Trump was really wise to bring in Turkey to this process. Turkey is another kind of lever on Hamas. And we know that in order to get a deal, a lot of pressure is going to have to be put, pressure and, sticks and carrots on both the Israeli and the side of Hamas. And Turkey can do that because some of Hamas's leaders reside in Turkey, right? So there can be the kind of threat of expulsion of Hamas leaders, right, to if they don't really show the flexibility that's needed. So I think the next 48 hours are going to be really critical, and we'll see if Hamas shows really enough flexibility to release. Right now, the goal is to set a plan to release all of the Israeli hostages, the living and the dead, in exchange for about 2,000 Palestinian prisoners, some who are serving life sentences for very deadly attacks on Israelis. But there'll be plenty of disputes and to settle in the next 48 hours. Who's on the list of Palestinian prisoners? How quickly can Hamas locate, the Israeli living and dead, the bodies? And where exactly will the Israelis pull out of Gaza City? What's the first redeployment? What does it look like? So we'll have to wait and see, but I think this is the closest we've come in a very long time to really ending the war after 2 years.
Jordana, I mentioned on the show last week that we saw finally a show of strength when President Trump applied pressure on the Israeli prime minister. He made the apology to Qatar. Have we heard from Prime Minister Netanyahu as these peace talks in advance? And if so, what has he said?
Well, the Israeli prime minister he's voiced his clear support for President Trump's 20-point plan. Let's remember that the Israelis had a hand in crafting most of the points of that deal, though there are some they don't like. For example, the plan later to talk about Palestinian statehood and reviving the peace process, and even the role the Palestinians will be given in the future governing council in Gaza. But nonetheless, Netanyahu has defended this deal, supported it, and has went out to the public and gave a televised address in prime time saying, we are committed to getting all of our hostages out. And President Trump's plan meets our goals of the war, which were not only to get all the hostages out, but also to essentially dismantle Hamas's political and military power. And if Hamas agrees to turn over their weapons, and it's a big if and how, then Netanyahu will be, I think, vindicated in his support for this deal. But again, we have to wait and see.
In these talks, is there a single nation acting as moderator? And if so, is that the United States?
Well, it's clear that the United States is taking the lead role in mediating this deal. It is based on President Trump's plan, And the United States has the biggest clout at the table, on both the Israeli and the Hamas side, Because the United States, not that they in any way have any connections or support to Hamas, obviously they don't, but the United States has a very strong relationship with Qatar, for example, and the headquarters of Hamas right now is in Doha, So there's no question the United States is going to be the lead mediator, and really they've played a critical role ever since President Trump came back to the White House. And again, the president does deserve credit for bringing all of the players to the table in a very smart way, Oh, you said yes to some of it? Well, that's a yes. Let's go. We expect you to be here on this date, and we're going to be talking about X, Y, Z, He didn't wait for every part of the deal to be agreed on by both sides before pushing them to the table. And that's something, by the way, that some of the negotiators of the Oslo Peace Accords will say in hindsight that they regret. They regret waiting for everybody to agree on every point before moving forward. That more issues, they say, could have been settled between the parties if they'd gone for some places where there was partial agreement, That's what people like Dennis Ross will tell you, And it looks like President Trump, whether wittingly or unwittingly, he's living out that lesson by not waiting for everything to be agreed on.
Jordana Miller, ABC News. Jordana, appreciate your time. Please stay safe.
Thanks. Talk soon.
I don't want to say I'm optimistic that a deal will be reached between Israel and Hamas, especially when it comes to the remaining hostages. We've talked to Robert Berger in Jerusalem about this. That's really the last card that Hamas has up their sleeve, is that they still have hostages. And if those hostages are released, they really don't have a leg to stand on. But if this 20-point plan does come to fruition and the hostages are released and we get peace between Israel and Hamas, that would be a major, massive diplomatic win for President Trump. No doubt about that. So that's a big story. We'll monitor day 3 of the peace talks between Israel and Hamas. And Jared Kushner over there again the president's son-in-law, doing what he can to bring peace in the Middle East. Big story today. James Comey will make his first appearance in a Virginia court to be arraigned on federal charges. He's been charged with obstruction of justice and making false statements related to a 5-year-old Senate testimony. Comey says he's innocent and he's vowed to take the case to trial. CBS's Scott McFarland has more.
8 years after he was fired by President Trump, former FBI Director James Comey will face off with Trump administration prosecutors today. Comey is charged with obstruction of a congressional proceeding and making a false statement when he denied authorizing leaking information to the press during Senate testimony in 2020.
I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave in May of 2017.
This week, the president continued to celebrate the criminal case.
Scott McFarland this morning. We'll monitor when Comey makes his court appearance. Speaking of that came up yesterday, and we're going to go in depth on this story a little bit later in the show, the Pam Bondi hearing. But Comey was brought up yesterday in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. This is Senator Amy Klobuchar from Minnesota, Democrat from Minnesota, and the Attorney General talking about the Comey case.
Is it true that the career prosecutors in the Eastern District of Virginia found that there was insufficient evidence to bring criminal charges against former Director Comey?
I am not going to discuss pending cases because Comey was indicted in the Eastern District of Virginia by, I may point out, one of the most liberal grand juries in the country.
Yeah, it's Pam Bondi yesterday. She was grilled by Democrats, a lot of pushback, a lot of back and forth, a lot of sound bites that are be playing on cable news networks throughout the day today. We'll go in depth on that in just a little bit. One quick local story, knock on wood. And shout out to Breda Pest Management. I have not seen a single Joro spider at my house, Deborah. Now there is an official or unofficial contest. It's a Joro spider contest. What can you tell me?
Yeah, the Joros are back. I'm sure you've seen them at some point, right? They're kind of big and black and yellow, and they look really creepy looking. Well, researchers are asking residents, if you do see them, go ahead, take a photo, and be part of the annual photo contest. It's called Joro Watch. And the reason they're doing this is they're trying to track how much they've spread because they're not local here to Georgia. They came over, they're thinking on a container ship from Asia, and they've been kind of invasive ever since. So they want to study the ecological impact that the Joros have on Georgia. So if you do have a picture of a Joro, you can upload it to jorowatch.org.
There are not many things I'm scared of, but for some reason it's spiders. I must have had, even as a kid, I didn't like spiders. I'd pick up snakes and varmints and but spiders always creep me out for some reason. So knock on wood, Breda keeping me Joro spider proof. So I'm not going to partake in this contest. It should be I mean, Pete, I apologize if you're listening, but it shouldn't be a picture taking. It should be how many Joro spiders can you kill kind of contest.
I don't think they bite, but they're not really harmful to humans, are they? They just eat other insects.
I don't want to find out. All right, when we come back, what Philadelphia is doing with their increasing homeless situation, maybe something that Atlanta might take a look at after we take a look at your drive around town on this Wednesday morning. Back to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center, and Mike Shields.
And Mark watching the brake lights glow on the south side perimeter with once again rolling roadwork in the left lane. 285 westbound the inner loop as you try to get past Jonesboro Road exit 55, but bumper to bumper almost 7 miles back starting at Flat Shoals Parkway exit 48, and now new trouble on the east side perimeter. 285 southbound the inner loop, the south of Covington Highway exit 43, at least a lane blocked, and that has you on and off the brakes now back before Memorial Drive. This report is brought to you by Callaway Resort and Gardens. Get away this fall. The pumpkins at Callaway glowing with the day to night fun happening through November 1st. Book your stay at CallawayGardens.com. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news.
Is where you'll live.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Oh my God! The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
I just won $1,000.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 10 a.m.
Mark Aram here with a personal question for you folks. Is your main drain clogged? Well, maybe it's not personal, but it can get personal if your main drain is clogged. Don't stress. Get it cleared out right now for just $89 guaranteed. That's right. My friends at Reliable Heating, Air, and Plumbing offering a $90 main drain cleaning promo. Unbelievable value. Get rid of the stress of your main drain. Is it clogged? It won't be after my pals at Reliable. Company you can trust. Reliable. Every cleaning comes with a free sewer camera inspection, no hidden fees or extra charges for after hours or weekends, and, drum roll please, same-day service available. Clear out your clogged main drain with my friends at Reliable. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website, reliableair.com. Click on the Book Now button or call or text 770-594-9969, 770-594-9969.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Nice. That's a knife.
One of the most, if not the most iconic movie lines of the 80s there, Crocodile Dundee. That's a knife. Paul Hogan turns 86 years old today. Crocodile Dundee. Deborah, I don't know if you were a fan of the movie. I know you've seen the movie.
I remember seeing it when it came out.
It was a massive hit. I loved that movie
all
when
this
it came out.
like attention to Australia for the first time.
I was about to say, without that movie and Crocodile Dundee and Paul Hogan, you're not going to Outback Steakhouse for lunch or dinner tonight, right? That boosted Americans' interest in Australia. That was the first one. The second one was pretty good, and then the third one was
I never saw the third one.
Really bad. But I think that movie still holds up too. There's probably some non-political correct stuff in there,
from the
but
80s, yeah.
But Paul Hogan turns 86 years old, and like the controversy about that movie. We're going to get to important stuff in a second, but Paul Hogan had a big influence in the 80s. He was married and then left his wife in the filming of Crocodile Dundee and married his female co-star. And I believe they stayed married for decades. So anyway, happy birthday, Paul Hogan. All right, I teased this before the news, Deborah. Philadelphia, dealing like a lot of big cities, dealing with a large number of unhoused people, homeless, if you will. And they have come up with a solution that I'm sure is going to draw some ire of a lot of critics.
Philadelphia taxpayers have spent about $270,000 buying one-way bus tickets for the homeless to leave the city. It's called the Stranded Traveler Assistance Program, and it's already bought tickets for thousands of people since it kicked off in 2021. So this is saying it provides them with travel assistance to non-residents of the city.
Yeah.
That's how they want to call them, in case they do need to get home. Maybe they ended up here and they have another place to go. So this is supposed to get home. Now they have to register their name, their social security number, and you have to tell them if it's just one adult, multiple adults, are you traveling with children? And they keep a record with that, but they never follow up. So once you get on the bus, I don't know, like if you're going to be homeless in another city, or maybe you actually will end up coming back to Philadelphia.
I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but there was an urban myth that prior to the 96 Summer Olympic Games here in Atlanta, that Atlanta did something similar. They wanted to get all of the homeless folks out of downtown Atlanta, because the world was coming here. The world would be watching. And I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but I think the city of Atlanta might have done something similar where, I think it might have been plane tickets too. Like they just they're like one-way ticket, wherever you want to go, we'll fly you. Which, on the surface is not a bad idea, but, the other city, I guess.
Wherever you want to go? Because I'm like picking Fiji or something.
Yeah, well, I think probably lower 48.
Right, yeah.
But I think, again, I understand why there'll be criticism there. But if they're down, it's not like they're forcing them to get on hey, you're going to Memphis now, or you're going to Cleveland. If give them the option to do that, get that one-way ticket, it makes more sense. The only downside would be if they just send everyone to Akron, Ohio. Like, if Philly's just like, or who is Philadelphia's main rival? Oh, like the Mets, the Phillies and the Mets. They just send all their homeless people to Queens, New York, and drop them off in front of Citi Field. Isn't that what Trump did with, like, in Nantucket, sending illegals?
Yeah.
Or Greg Abbott, I believe. But listen, if I were homeless in Philadelphia, I can't afford a cheesesteak. The weather stinks. I'm not a fan of the city. And the mayor, whoever of Philadelphia, is like, Aram, one-way ticket out of here. I'd be like, yeah, all right, let's go. San Diego.
Especially with the winter coming up.
Yeah, exactly. So as long as it's not forced evacuations and you give them the option to do it. We talked about that new AI app, Sora. Deborah, have you been invited to that yet?
I haven't even I don't want another social media app.
Understood, but you could have some fun with it. Apparently, there is some AI, there's some concerns, as we mentioned, with this new Sora AI app.
This has Hollywood talking. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman says the company has been making changes to give brands like Disney and Nintendo more control over their iconic characters on Sora. And while testing the app, look, we weren't able yesterday to create new videos with specific brands or celebrities, but there are still major concerns about intellectual property.
Yeah, I saw my first actual Sora video. Someone in one of my baseball card chats on Twitter took a video of Aaron Judge's home run yesterday for the Yankees and made an AI image of the ball leaving the planet and landing on the moon. But it has the watermark like Sora on it. I'm gonna try. I'll try to get us invites just so we can putz around with it and have some fun. But Sora, the #1 downloaded app on the Apple App Store. All right, news, weather, and traffic in 2. When we come back, in-depth coverage of Pam Bondi's appearance yesterday before the Senate Judiciary Committee, and I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance to win $1,000 minutes away on WSB Radio.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm thrilled with my Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass Windows. Hi, it's meteorologist Glenn Burns, inviting you to North Georgia Replacement Windows' brand new Alpharetta showroom. I was blown away. Bring your window and door project to life here. See the fiberglass difference in person. Your stress-free experience includes a quick, accurate proposal, no pressure. Window and door shopping made simple.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Hey, you spotted your termite guy strolling around the yard. Is he just getting his steps in? Does he even know where your bait stations are? Mark Aram here. Ask them to show me the bait stations. If they can't, it's time to switch to Breda Pest Management with a complete liquid barrier, not bait stations, plus early detection both inside and out. And your termite rate is locked in for 10 years.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Hey, I am Brant, and her name is Sherry, and she's a friend and a colleague of mine, and we were just praying for her, actually, because she had a major surgery she just went through.
Yes, and I am very happy about something you actually talk about all the time, which is Medi-Share. That's right.
Of course.
Yeah.
So what was your experience like with Medi-Share and your healthcare bills?
You know what? It was seamless. And that's such a blessing when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was.
Yeah.
Members shared my expenses. There were zero problems. And let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in and it's just what you need, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. People love Medi-Share and saving tons of money. The typical family, I'm fond of saying, could save $500 a month.
I am so thankful for Medi-Share. It's so different, and I mean different in a very, very good way, Brant.
It is a good different. Call right now. They're so easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. This hour, former FBI Director James Comey expected in court.
Former FBI Director James Comey will enter the Alexandria Federal Courthouse this morning in a wholly unfamiliar position, defendant. Comey indicted and charged with lying to Congress and obstructing congressional proceedings, allegations he flatly denies.
And Pierre Thomas says Comey is expected to be presented with the charges and plead not guilty. We'll be watching. Sunshine by this afternoon, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards, and your afternoon high right there around 85. We'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. Some 400 customers without power this morning in DeKalb County. Matthew Kent with Georgia Power telling us the area that's impacted.
Off of East Ponce de Leon and Hambrick Road.
He says a dump truck hit some power poles this morning, 6 of them to be exact. Crews are on the scene, and they hope to have everybody back up and running by noon, if not before. A Republican senator is criticizing a draft memo from the White House Budget Office saying federal workers may not be entitled to back pay from their time off during the government shutdown. Tom Tillis of North Carolina says he thinks it's a bad strategy.
I do think there's some frustration from the White House, but you've got these people who, if they're members of the credit union, may be borrowing money to pay their bills.
But he calls the government shutdown a fake crisis, accusing Democrats of playing politics. Meanwhile, President Trump suggesting that some furloughed government workers could receive back pay while others won't. The president says it really depends on who you're talking about. While we're talking about the government shutdown, it is starting to be felt here in Atlanta at our big airport. Over 200 flights out of Hartsfield-Jackson International delayed or canceled. Chris Van Cleve telling us air traffic controllers are calling out sick, and that's a rare thing here.
Staffing issues at the Atlanta airport and the Atlanta TRACON. You never see staffing issues around the Atlanta area, around the world's busiest airport.
He says in addition to the sick outs, there's already an existing staffing shortage. All right, if you're planning a trip to Disney, it's going to cost you more. Ticket prices increasing at Disney theme parks in California and Florida. Disneyland and Walt Disney World raising the cost of a number of tickets and annual pass options. Ticket prices will go up an average of $5 on non-peak dates. So starting prices for the tickets, though, won't increase until after November of next year. Annual passes to Disneyland will go up between $20 and $80. And then after October, peak date top-end prices could reach nearly $200. Concerns and prayers pouring in for country music legend Dolly Parton. Morgan Norwood reporting Dolly's sister posting the request for prayers on social media.
Growing concern for iconic singer Dolly Parton after her sister posted on social media asking for prayers amid the star's recent health issues. In a post Tuesday, Parton's sister Frida writing, "I was up all night praying for my sister Dolly. Many of you know she hasn't been feeling her best lately," and asking her fans to be prayer warriors and pray with me.
And her sister this morning clarifying on social media, saying that she did not mean to scare anybody or make it sound so serious. She says she was simply asking for prayers because she believes so strongly in the power of prayer. She went on to say that it was nothing more than a little sister asking for prayers for her big sister. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is down 9 at 46,593. NASDAQ is up more than 0.5%, and the S&P is also in positive territory. Live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Ashley Frasca with a look at the roads.
Good morning, Sabrina. We're going to start with delays through Woodstock. A new crash on 575 southbound between Ridgewalk Parkway and Town Lake Parkway. That has a left lane blocked. Not bad enough for an alternate route, but beware of the delays. You're looking at construction. That is as you roll into Lawrenceville. Highway 316 westbound. They're working in a right lane at Duluth Highway. And that rolling road closure still happening along 285 westbound between 675 and I-75 on the south side. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies today, high 85, lows tonight in the low 60s. Cooler, drier air moving in for tomorrow, breezy as well, high 71. Friday, mostly sunny, morning low 53, afternoon high 72.
It's 73 degrees right now in Douglasville, Johns Creek. You have 71 here in Midtown Atlanta, 74 degrees. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Wednesday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, heard live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. Extended family with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Heather is filling in for Vinny Drip. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, going to give you a keyword in the 5K Day Bonus Blitz. Chance to win $1,000 here on WSB. 1 hour from now, Greg Bluestein, political reporter for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, going to join us live. Some new fundraising numbers, big fundraising numbers for the Senate and gubernatorial races here in Georgia. James Comey just pled not guilty in his federal case. We'll go to the court in just a second, but we've been talking about this all morning long. The Pam Bondi appearance yesterday in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, covering the story. Correspondent Rory O'Neill. Rory, it was fiery, contentious. At the very least, it was entertaining as the Attorney General grilled by Democratic senators yesterday in front of that Judicial Committee hearing. What do you think were the big takeaways from the hearing?
Weren't you squirming in your seat for a time yesterday, though? Oh, boy. So, look, it was a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing for oversight. These are particularly fiery, no matter who is in power, in charge, has the majority, because essentially it's the opposition party gets to grill the Attorney General and ask them all the tough questions. Now, there's a lot of grandstanding normally associated with these hearings, but typically it's grandstanding by the senators. But in this case, it was Attorney General Bondi who came prepared with what seemed to be opposition research on each of the Democratic senators. So when even they were asking legit questions, she would pivot and instead turn it into an attack on them. So it was fascinating to watch, a pretty unconventional hearing.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable to watch it, as you mentioned there at the top. Now, I guess the biggest criticism the Democrats have of Bondi's appearance yesterday is, and you alluded to it, not answering the questions she was asked. What were some of the bigger questions that she kind of sidestepped and spun back on the Democratic senators?
Right, because as I said, there are these grandstanding questions the Democrats are trying to get on MSNBC clips that night, and I get it. But there are also some legitimate questions about Tom Homan, the point man for immigration, who apparently there was an FBI sting operation that included, they claim, giving him $50,000 in exchange for some future business deals. Now, he was cleared of any wrongdoing, but the Democratic senators were saying, well, what happened to the cash? Did he take the cash? Did he declare the cash on his income tax? Where's the cash? And the Attorney General would deflect and not answer. There were some questions about the Epstein files, their release, and again, deflection not really answered. And look, a lot of Americans do want answers to those important questions.
Yeah, it seemed like, just from where I was sitting, that the Attorney General was answering these questions with only one person in mind that was watching, and that was President Trump, to show the loyalty that she has for the president. So I was looking at this hearing through that scope, saying she only cares what the president thinks about what she's saying.
Well, and she was acting like Donald Trump would act, right? Imagine Donald Trump in that scenario. That's exactly how he would respond, right? He wouldn't answer a question, pivot, and instead attack the reporter. And he does that all the time as well. And that's just the natural reaction he has to any confrontational question. And she was essentially doing the exact same thing, throwing it back on the Democratic senators who thought they'd easily get in there, make a few political hits, and go do their TV interviews. But instead, she was the focus of some of the sound bites yesterday.
Now, this was the Attorney General's first time in front of the Judiciary Committee since her confirmation. Was this one and done? Is she going to be back in front of the committee today?
No, one and done. But of course, this is the Senate Judiciary Committee in its oversight role. So there will be more like this down the road. Nothing on the schedule. A lot of times that'll be back-to-back Senate and House, but the House is out. So, nothing scheduled like this again for today. Yeah, and again, it's been fascinating to see the response. Some people liked the way that the Attorney General was being more aggressive, not giving any ground. Others, though, say, look, from both parties, especially when it comes to Epstein, there are a lot of questions that they want the AG to answer for.
Indeed. Rory O'Neill, not furloughed, still working. Always appreciate your time, my friend.
Barely paid. Okay, thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Rory. All right, so I had Vinny pull some cuts of the Pam Bondi hearing yesterday, some of the most contentious stuff. I'm going to let you hear that in case you missed it. I'm sure a lot of you were working during that hearing, so you didn't get to hear what went down. So I'll play some audio of that in just a second. But first, got to give away $1,000. Best part of my job, best part of today. 5K a day bonus blitz. Your 10 a.m. keyword is karma. K-A-R-M-A, karma. Enter the keyword karma into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword, win $1,000. The keyword is karma, K-A-R-M-A. And don't forget, if you get a phone call after 10:30 from a number you don't recognize, pick it up. Could be us telling you won $1,000. Your 10 a.m. keyword is karma, K-A-R-M-A. Good luck, my friends. James Comey just pled not guilty in his federal case. We're going to go to D.C. and get the latest on that in just a second. But I mentioned that I had Vinny Drip pull some audio from the Pam Bondi hearing yesterday. This is, let's see. Well, actually, let me play since Rory mentioned it. Pam Bondi asked about the Epstein case. This is her and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. Interesting name. He is a Democrat from Rhode Island.
There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump, left and right.
Left and right. So no new information on Epstein. I believe she referred the Democratic senators to the FBI on any further questions there. This was an exchange between Bondi, the Attorney General, and Connecticut Democrat Senator Richard Blumenthal.
Senator Blumenthal, I cannot believe that you would accuse me of impropriety when you lied about your military service.
I am
you
not
lied.
asking
You admitted you lied to be elected a U.S. senator.
I'm
You lied.
you
How
about
dare you? I'm a career prosecutor.
with Mr.
Don't you
Ballard,
ever challenge my integrity.
had
I have
apparently-
abided by every ethics standard. Do not question my ability to be fair and impartial as Attorney General, and anything
You'll
with
answer that
my
question to
former
another of my
firm,
colleagues.
Ballard Partners.
Thank you.
And that's what Rory mentioned. Like, she had ammo ready to go for the Democratic senators. Richard Blumenthal's lying about his military background in the past. One more cut from Pam Bondi going after Alex
Attorney
Padilla.
General Bondi, you are the Attorney General of the United States. Director Patel reports to you. Do you believe he's doing a good job, yes or no?
I believe Director Patel is doing a great job. You know where he is right now, Senator Padilla? Right now,
heard-
you asked me a question.
Yes,
Director
I know
Patel
where he
right
is,
now
and I know
is
where
in
he's headed
Chicago,
because you said
Senator
it earlier
Durbin,
in the hearing.
fighting to keep
You said it
Chicago
earlier in the hearing, and yes, I have been paying
You
attention.
know, you want order in
Chairman.
here now, yet you stormed the Director of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. You sure didn't have order that day, did you, Senator?
Attorney General, you are under oath. I did not storm the secretary, the video.
Oh, that was
makes
on
very
video. That
clear.
video has been released, I believe, very public.
Mr.
Fiery, contentious, entertaining. Take it how you will. The Attorney General yesterday in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, her first appearance in front of the committee since she was confirmed. All right, let's go up to the outside the courthouse just moments ago. James Comey pleading not guilty. Evan Perez.
He just entered his not guilty plea on those 2 felony counts. Obviously, history being made in that courtroom here on the 6th floor of the federal courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia. We've never had an FBI director face felony criminal charges in federal court before, and what we have now is this arraignment process going underway. We expect that this is really going to kickstart what will be a very fast series of actions by this judge. This is Judge Michael Nachmanoff, who's overseeing this case, and we're looking at a possible trial in as little as 7 or 8 months, Wolf, because this is a court that moves very quickly. You know that very well about this court. Obviously, the president's role, the extraordinary role that the president has played in this case is looming large over all of this. We know that he fired the former U.S. attorney in this district, someone he had appointed himself, and then installed his former personal lawyer, Lindsay Halligan, to oversee this case. She's the one that presented it to the grand jury just under 2 weeks ago and was able to get 2 of 3 counts approved by the grand jury. Now, we expect that this hearing is probably going to be pretty short. One of the things that the judge is probably going to do is ask the defense and the prosecution for what motions they expect to present to the court. That includes, of course, the claim that the defense is likely to make that this is a case of selective and vindictive prosecution against Mr. Comey. The fact that the president has been playing such a large role, commenting about the case, urging the Justice Department days before the case was brought, saying on social media that he wanted the charges brought against James Comey. That's going to be a big part of this case going forward. Again, we expect that this hearing will go on for just less than an hour here.
Evan Perez moments ago. We just got word that James Comey trial date is set for January 5th. January 5th, ironically. He enters the non-guilty plea. I think Evan made the great point there that, President Trump, on a now deleted Truth Social post, directed his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to charge and arrest James Comey. He posted that. And some said it was like, oh, he meant to send that as a text message because then he deleted it. But it's out there. It was him saying to his attorney general, hey, I want this guy charged. Right after that, James Comey, the former FBI director, posted this to social media.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump. But we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees. And you shouldn't either. Somebody that I love dearly recently said that fear is the tool of a tyrant, and she's right. But I'm not afraid, and I hope you're not either. I hope instead you are engaged, you are paying attention, and you will vote like your beloved country depends upon it, which it does. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
That's James Comey. So he pled not guilty to the federal charges. His court date is set for January 5th of 2026. When we come back, are you or do you want to be, or you currently have a stay-at-home son? We've got a new term out in the ether. Right now, though, we've got to check traffic. Back to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center, the incomparable Ashley Frasca.
Hey there, Mark. Got a little bit better news for folks traveling between Holly Springs and Woodstock. We had trouble in the left lane, and it just cleared. A crash on 575 South past Ridgewalk Parkway. And our own Eric Erickson, driving on the downtown connector, spotted a crash, and it has since moved to the left shoulder. So that's moving well on 7585 northbound just past I-20. And at times a rolling closure in the left lane with roadwork 285 westbound down around Jonesboro Road. Traffic brought to you by Aleve. Traffic and body pain can slow you down, but don't let the pain stop you. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Use as directed. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Don't be late because you crowdsourced your commute with a navigation app.
This might become a travel advisory. Yeah, they're in 2 left lanes.
Depend on us.
See some delays if they shut that ramp down.
Make sure you get where you need to be on time.
Jam starting at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street.
Local and dependable traffic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
WSB Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. I know what's important to you when you're looking for a new deck. You want the work done with quality workmanship, on time, within your budget, and built correctly. Getting a new deck from Ben Hill Renovations checks all the boxes. And when it comes to new decks, pretty much anything you can imagine, Ben Hill can do. And they're all backed by the Ben Hill Workmanship Warranty. Swing by the new Ben Hill Renovations showroom in Douglasville and talk to one of their designers. Or see them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Thanksgiving not too far away, and if you're like me, it's my favorite holiday, at least a food holiday of the year. Hey, it's Mark Arum with you. When I go to Thanksgiving dinner, I want a guaranteed amazing meal. I don't want anyone experimenting when it comes to my Thanksgiving dinner. I want guaranteed success. That's what my friends at Advanced Hair get you. Whether you have receding hairline, a bald spot, thinning hair, Advanced Hair has the guaranteed solution to regrow your hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. If you want to get your hair back, now's the time. Advanced Hair is the place. Takes just one visit, guys, but first you need a free consultation. Schedule now, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. And if you move forward, you get $250 off plus 250 free grafts. How about that hair regrowing for Thanksgiving? One-day treatment, life-changing results, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Check them out online at advancedhair.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roasts are on sale. Just $7.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When you come home after being away, you see your home with fresh eyes. And eventually, you'll roll up to your old garage door and finally notice how chipped and faded that rusty old slab really is. But that's the first thing people see when they come visit. A 250-square-foot bent aluminum lime green garage door that also squeaks. Welcome to our home. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Our design consultants can help you find a strong, quiet, modern garage door that anyone would be proud to come home to. Modern materials that won't crack, dent, or fade. In contemporary styles that showcase your home's design. Call Mo Better Garage and let us show you just how joyful arriving back home can be.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job,
your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
A very simple enlistment form will appear in many of tomorrow's newspapers along with the symbol of this new mobilization. It bears the single word win.
Exhibit A, that history just keeps on repeating itself. That was on WSB Radio 51 years ago today. In a speech to Congress, President Ford urged Americans to join in an effort to, quote, whip inflation now. Inflation, a thing 51 years ago in 1974, and obviously still a thing here in 2025. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Speaking of businesses, I don't know, just picked up some breaking news. This is fantastic. I'm going to beat you to the punch here, Deborah. Forbes 2025 World's Best Employers list was just released, okay? Number 1 on the list, Microsoft. Number 3, Alphabet. Is that Meta? Google? Oh, that's Google. That's right. Number 4, Adobe. Number 5, BMW. But the breaking news is number 2 on the best employers list of 2025, our hometown airline, Delta Airlines. That's pretty awesome that they are number 2 as far as workplaces. That's fantastic. Let's get a little insight. This is Rachel Peachman, Forbes senior editor, talking about the list.
Microsoft at number 1, Delta Airlines at number 2, Alphabet at number 3, Adobe ranked number 4, and BMW is number 5.
And Cox Media Group's number 6. So there we go. We came in 6th there. Real quick. 5K day bonus blitz keyword. Let me give it to you again. It's Karma, K-A-R-M-A. That is your keyword to win $1,000. Pop it in before 10:30. Karma, K-A-R-M-A. All right, I teased this before the break. A new phrase. I'd never heard of this, Deborah. Stay-at-home sons. Not stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads, stay-at-home sons.
Yeah, so grown men in their 20s and 30s, they're deciding to move back at home with the parents, and they are calling themselves stay-at-home sons. But they do cook and clean, and they run errands for their parents, so they're not just sitting in the basement playing video games. That's a different type of sons. And therapists are saying it's actually pretty healthy. It's not mooching. It's just younger men are looking for some stability. Rent is really high. Cost of living is high, and this just reduces stress and burnout.
If I weren't married and had roots, I wouldn't have no problem at this. I mean, I'm not young, but I wouldn't mind moving in with my folks.
But you're taking care of them at this point.
Yeah, but help them out, drive them around, run errands, stay-at-home son. I'll ask Heather during the break. If you were on the dating scene in your 20s, Deborah, would a stay-at-home son take that person off the market?
Yeah.
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 Heather, thumbs up. Would you date someone that lived with their parents? Thumbs down, says Longoria. Would you marry someone whose mom lived with her? Thumbs up for him. Stay-at-home sons. No shame in that. No. Listen, if I wasn't married and had a job, and sure, I'd live with my folks. Great home-cooked meals, hanging out with my pops, watching baseball. No shame in that at 51. At 27, it might be weird, but at 51, I have no problem with that. All right, news, weather, and traffic will update our top local stories. 5K day bonus splits. Keyword is Karma, K-R-M-A, Karma. Pop that into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com/cash. You can win $1,000 in minutes on WSB.
Want to save 1,000 bones on your next roof? Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Right now, save $1,000 on your roof replacement. Hurry, this treat ends on Halloween. FindlayRoofing.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the portfolio x-ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The portfolio x-ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the portfolio x-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the portfolio x-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Your friends at Steel Horse Law are motorcycle injury lawyers who ride. They've mastered safely riding our Georgia roads, and they've mastered the unexpected twists and turns of Georgia law. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler for Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group. With all the changes in Georgia law, you need the most experienced local motorcycle injury law firm to protect your rights. You can trust them on the road and in the courtroom. Get a free case evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by your Metro Atlanta AMCO dealers. This just in, breaking news. Former FBI Director James Comey appearing in court, and he has just made a plea on 2 federal charges.
CBS News special report. Former FBI Director James Comey just appeared at his arraignment in Virginia on charges of lying to Congress and obstructing a congressional investigation, part of President Trump's retribution campaign against his political opponents. CBS's Scott McFarland is at the courthouse.
James Comey has just pleaded not guilty here in federal court in Alexandria. They are going to put this case immediately on a slow track. Comey and the prosecutors here are going to waive speedy trial rights. There are a number of complications here, including the fact that classified information might be involved. So we have a not guilty plea as expected.
The charges stem from Comey's Senate testimony in 2020 when he denied he had told an associate to serve as an anonymous source to the media. President Trump fired Comey in 2017 after Comey ordered the investigation into the Trump campaign's connections with Russia, a probe that Trump called a witch hunt.
I think he's a crooked guy. He's a dirty cop.
Comey faces up to 5 years in prison if convicted. Again, he has pleaded not guilty this morning in Virginia. CBS News special report. I'm Michael Wallace.
All right, so your weather for today. The clouds will be thinning out. Sunshine this afternoon and staying warm. Afternoon highs around 85, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Police in Louisiana have identified 4 Georgia suspects connected to a string of robberies against pro athletes. 2 are captured, 2 others on the run this morning, wanted for burglarizing the home of New Orleans Saints defensive end Cam Jordan. Jefferson Parish Sheriff Joseph Lapinto says his deputies have received requests to patrol the houses of high-profile athletes during games.
Do extra patrols on their houses during the games and remind our deputies that a game is this weekend and these patrol requests are out there.
He says the suspects are accused of burglarizing Jordan's home while the Saints were playing the 49ers at the Superdome on September 14th. There's new information this morning coming to light about a lesser known and harder to detect type of breast cancer. Cases are on the rise, and the American Cancer Society says this particular type of cancer doubled between 1975 and 2021.
Breast cancers in the lobules, so what makes the milk, are called lobular cancers, breast cancers, and those make up about 1 in 10 of breast cancer cases.
Dr. Celine Gounder says this study is calling for more research into this particular type of breast cancer in order to detect and treat it. All right, they are everywhere. Those Joro spiders, the University of Georgia Center for Invasive Species is asking for pictures now from you to help research the spider.
To understand how they move, where they're moving to, how the distribution is moving as time progresses.
And that's the center's Rebecca Wallace. She says that they've tracked the spiders as far away as Maryland and Pennsylvania, although they're not spreading as far south. These spiders from Asia were first spotted back in the U.S. back in 2013. We told you about it. It happened in Houston, Georgia. And if you think Amazon's getting smarter in how it gets to know you and gets you to buy things during Prime Days, you're right.
Those recommendations for you are getting much more personalized.
AI is going to transform the shopping as we see it.
Dr. Rajiv Garg with Emory's Goizueta Business School says you can now use Amazon's own AI tool, Rufus, to search out not just the best deals on a particular product, but the most reliable, saving you time and money.
I mean, the downside for Amazon is maybe we'll end up buying less.
Garg says that's because shoppers won't be wasting as much time wading through pages and pages of items. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
All right, Ashley Frasca, how are we doing on the roads on this Wednesday morning?
Looking at a slow ride in two spots on 285. The first is reported roadwork 285 southbound headed past Covington Highway and Glenwood Road. And then we have a rolling closure. It looks like they're cleaning out the storm drains. They're working in the left lane 285 westbound down at Jonesboro Road. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies today, high 85, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, breezy as cooler air moves in, highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Friday, mostly sunny, morning low 53, afternoon high 72.
It's 74 degrees right now in Milton. Marietta, you have 73. Loganville has 75 degrees. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll live.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Oh my God! The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
I just won $1,000.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
Well, the bills don't stop, and just because we're going to get paid back eventually doesn't mean...
That's Nick Daniels, president of the Air Traffic Controllers Association, about the shortage there during the government stoppage. We are also dealing with a shortage of a very type of job here in Metro Atlanta. I'll explain in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate, right here on 95.5 WSB. If you listen to my show each Saturday, we cover Atlanta's housing market and all things real estate related. So, whether you're buying your dream home or selling your current one, hiring the right agent is essential. The Agency Atlanta is the iconic brokerage that is revolutionizing real estate worldwide. We pair global resources with decades of hyper-local Atlanta market expertise to deliver results. If you're selling your home, we'll help you showcase your property and maximize your return. If you're buying, we'll guide you through every step to secure the perfect home for your lifestyle. Either way, we would love to earn the privilege of being your agent. So, if you're looking for that perfect Buckhead bungalow, that Alpharetta estate, an in-town condo, or suburban bliss, visit InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com today to connect with us at the Agency Atlanta. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
If your basement has any issues like condensation, wet floors and walls, or musty smells, that can be a sign that your home might be due for waterproofing. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions can help. Just visit aquaguard.net and set up a free inspection. Remember, AquaGuard.
I like the way you work it. No diggity. I thought to bag it up.
If you're looking live at the WSC live stream, you can see Deborah and I both dancing to No Diggity, Blackstreet. Happy 58th birthday, singer-producer Teddy Riley. I like the way you work it. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Busy Wednesday. Next chance to win $1,000 coming up after the noon news. I'll give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz in 1 hour from right now. Deborah's got tickets to give away, not to see Blackstreet, but to see Barry Manilow. Who knows? When Barry shows up, you never know who's going to guest and come on stage. So your chance to win those tickets in 30 minutes. Going to get the very latest on a labor shortage here in Metro Atlanta that impacts or could impact every single one of you listening right now, but I do want to update the James Comey story, which broke last half hour. James Comey, former FBI director, pleaded not guilty today on felony charges. Scott McFarland is CBS News justice correspondent. He's at the courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia.
Senator Blumenthal,
That's Pam Bondi. That was not Scott McFarland. This is Scott McFarland.
The Trump administration earlier this fall appointed a new U.S. attorney here in the Eastern District of Virginia, ousting the former U.S. attorney who did not bring forward a James Comey case. The new U.S. attorney is Lindsey Halligan, former Trump White House aide. Within days of getting the job, and about 5 days after Trump posted on social media he'd like to see a James Comey criminal case, Halligan convinced a grand jury to indict.
All right, so he pled not guilty. Trial date set for January 5th. Attorneys for both sides said they expect the trial to last only between 2 and 3 days. And in a move that I'm sure President Trump's not going to be happy with, prosecutors basically, didn't request that Comey be held in jail until then. So he is a free man right now awaiting trial. I'm sure the president wanted Mr. Comey to be behind bars for a little bit, right, after he directed Attorney General Pam Bondi. But the breaking news there, James Comey pleads not guilty, facing charges of lying to Congress, obstructing a congressional proceeding. Trial date set for January 5th. After that not guilty plea. So we'll continue to monitor that story throughout the day here on WSB. All right, big local story. Obviously, we've been talking about the government shutdown. This isn't government shutdown related, but we're seeing the sick outs and the labor shortage at air traffic control towers across the United States of America. This one scares me, Deborah. We have a severe lack of firefighters here in Metro Atlanta. That's not good.
No, local firefighters unions are warning that some neighborhoods around the metro have very little or no fire protection, and the Firefighters Association are calling it a state of emergency. So basically they're saying there's just not enough staff for every engine. Every engine needs to have 4 people, but some of them are running 2 to 3, and that's not enough if they really need to rescue someone. If they're trying to do something, they need a full staff. So they're putting forward Atlanta City Councilman Michael Julian Bond introduced legislation that would require 4 people, 4 engine or ladder truck out there because there's just not enough right now.
To me, I would think, and maybe I just hold firefighters in such high esteem. Just growing up, my friend's dad was the chief of the fire department, and we had a volunteer fire department in my town. I would just assume that if there are young folks out there, boys and girls, men, women, that are looking for a meaningful career, and it's a good paying job. It's obviously a very difficult, dangerous job, but I'm surprised that more people aren't applying for those firefighter jobs, that position would be short, like to be one of the bravest, like those are the bravest among us are firefighters. Is it just maybe I'm out of whack on what the pay is for firefighters?
Maybe is it some of the requirements needed beforehand?
The physical requirements.
Some of that?
Yeah, I remember years ago, a girl I knew wanted a career change and trained for the firefighter exam. And she was in shape, mid-20s and, worked out. And she didn't pass the physical portion of it, which shocked me. I was like, she was in great shape. There's no way I'll ever pass that if she can't pass it.
Don't they make them put their full gear on and then a bunch of weight and they have to climb up? I mean, that's got to be
very
hard.
difficult stuff. But that's something we should all be concerned about is the number of, God forbid, we had the pastor on from the church In Cobb County yesterday in Austell, the church burned down because of arson. God forbid any of us have a fire at our house. We want those trucks, those engines, fully staffed. So certainly a local story worth monitoring. Monitoring the markets right now. Dow's up 100, Nasdaq's up 162, S&P is up 29 points. How about this? Gold is up $57.80. Gold now at a new record high. What's behind this, Matt Egan?
It's been just a gangbusters year for gold, and normally that is not a good sign about the state of affairs in the world, right? Gold is where investors go, not when they're feeling good, but when they feel like the world is on fire. And we are talking about historic gains. So this is year-to-date gains for gold compared to annual gains in the past 20 years. And look, they're talking about bigger gains this year than after 9/11, after the 2008 financial crisis, after COVID, bigger than even during the inflation crisis under President Biden. In fact, this 52% gain so far this year puts gold on track for its best year since 1979. And keep in mind, that was a time where there was double-digit inflation in the United States and a global energy crisis, right? So it's just truly stunning. Now, what's unusual is the fact that gold is going up even as the stock market is booming as well. Look at this, gold, another 1.3% gain today, above $4,000. Keep in mind, it was just back in March when gold was crossing $3,000 for the first time ever. And it kind of feels like all of the fears that the stock market shrugs off day after day, they're showing up in gold instead, right? I mean, the stock market at the moment might not care that much about all the turbulence out of Washington, but it seems like gold does, right? Whether we're talking about the president's efforts to reshape trade with historically high tariffs, the attacks on the Federal Reserve, move after move that has sort of alarmed some investors and hasn't shown up in the stock market. It is showing up in gold. One really key point, though, is the fact that this is happening in part because the U.S. dollar is having a terrible year. And gold is priced in dollars. So the lower that the dollar goes, the more dollars you need to pay for gold. One last point, Ken Griffin, the billionaire hedge fund investor who backed President Trump in the last election, he said it's really concerning that there's been this move away from the dollar and into gold because it's in some ways an indictment of the U.S. dollar.
Yeah, so the good news, if you've invested in gold, I don't know, what's the website, Longoria, you always pitch? HannityGold.com?
Yeah,
HannityGold.com. So if you're invested in gold, that's amazing. But if that's showing that the dollar is weak, that is not a good thing. So I just went back, Deborah, to check what the gold price was 3 years ago. So right now, gold is trading at $4,062 an ounce, up $58 today. Any idea what gold prices were 3 years ago today? October 9th, 2022.
3 years ago?
3 years, just not that long. 3 years ago, we're in the pandemic still-ish.
Oh yeah, I
ish. I don't know.
I don't even have an idea.
$1,648. In 3 years, it went from $1,648 to now $4,061. I have zero gold.
Really? I have a ton of old jewelry that I might go cash in on.
I once had a gold chain that I would wear.
Too many gold chains?
Just one. And that I would wear outside of a turtleneck sweater. Have you ever seen those?
Why would you do that?
It was The Rock.
Oh.
It was the 80s.
Like The Rock?
Yeah, basically. But I remember I sold that to a pawn shop when I was in college, so I don't have that. But if you do, you have old.
I have like mismatched earrings that I don't wear, some old rings that I'm not going to wear anymore, broken chains. Like I seriously, I think I'm going to go cash them in.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend a pawn shop per se.
No, but I know jewelry stores will do it if you go to the right jewelry store. Yeah.
Use one of the many jewelers that advertises here on WSB Radio.
Even if I get a fraction of that, that's still more. They're just sitting in my jewelry box collecting dust.
I have no. I own zero.
Too many gold chains.
No, I do not have too many gold chains. I am not 2 chains. I am 0 chains. Leah, I don't have anything that's gold. I should have bought like 2-3 years ago.
A commemorative coin or anything?
Nope, nothing.
Wow.
Did you buy those Trump dollars or Trump coins?
No, I did not bring them. HannityGold.com. HannityGold. I should have grabbed one of those gold bars that they're selling at Costco.
Oh, yeah, a ton of people jumped on it. Clark Howard didn't recommend that?
Exactly. $1,600 3 years ago now, $4,064. Amazing. Sell your gold. Stay gold, Pony Boy. Excuse me. Stay gold, Ashley Frasca.
Okay.
I'll do that. Really no major traffic hangups right now at this hour. That's good news. You are going to encounter a rolling lane closure down on the south side perimeter, 285 westbound. A lot of crews working on the storm drains, I think. They're in the left lane, 285 westbound between Jonesboro Road and I-75. And construction reported, and it's slowing you on the inner loop, 285 south down from Memorial Drive. They're blocking a lane closer to Glenwood Road. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
Everyone has an opinion.
I've had some great Mondays. I'm having a good Monday right now. Look, it's beautiful outside.
Got that nice loud shirt.
Eric Von Hessler has an opinion.
It's a citrusy, summery, I think breezy kind of shirt.
And some advice.
But just remember this.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
I never have and never will smoke a cigar.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. Are you a plumber but looking for a better work-life balance? Superior Plumbing is looking for a few good plumbers to join their team. They offer a stable career with great pay and benefits. More importantly, you can build your career with a trusted company.
With reliable connectivity and enhanced cybersecurity, Comcast Business helps turn ballparks and football stadiums into connected, secure, modern businesses.
Hi, it's Dale with TrustDale.com, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, sidings, and decks. And with their 3-way warranty, including my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
That's right, Dale. America's Best Choice offers highest quality, energy-efficient windows and special pricing on custom decks. We also offer beautiful siding, doors, and now roofing, all with no pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com for your free in-home estimate. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the Grouper Capital of the World.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete, Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
It's October, the spookiest month of the year. And let me tell you, sometimes the creepiest noises don't come from ghosts. If you're hearing scratching or scurrying in the attic, it could be squirrels or furry creatures trying to move in. I know because my Arrow Exterminators team member Ken found just that in my house. He gave me such peace of mind protecting my home with solutions that are effective and environmentally friendly. Arrow's been family owned for over 61 years, and they treat their customers just like family too. They use the most effective and environmentally friendly solutions available, and they back it all with a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Best of all, they'll give you a free home or business pest inspection, so you can stop wondering what's going bump in the night. So don't wait. Call 1-800-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com today and tell them Belinda sent you.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than Big Wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
I'm headed down the highway to my favorite fishing hole. Can't wait to hang me a biggin on my brand new fishing pole.
No, it's not 4 in the morning on a Saturday. It's 10:52 on the Mark Arum Show, but got to play the O'Neal Williams song. Another celebrity birthday today. Our longtime friend and WSB radio colleague O'Neal Williams turns 82 years old today. Joining us live in studio, another weekend warrior, Ashley Frasca. O'Neal at 82, and you will not hurt my feelings. He is in way better shape than I am at 51.
He's a little sharper than you.
Sharper even. Oh, wow. Not just better shape. Yeah. That's O'Neal Williams, by the way, if you've never, I absolutely love his show because he has, as a fisherman, right? The hunting stuff is interesting, but I love when he's got people calling up. All right, let's go to Al in the Cove in Lake Lanier, and you're all got the striper biting here. You know, I just love the show so much. But O'Neal Williams, like salt of the earth, shirt off the back kind of guy. Also voiced the greatest radio commercial, I don't want to say in radio history, Deborah, but in WSB radio history. Do you know what I'm talking about, Ashley?
Hold. The
Hitch House. I love, and I've been trying to find it on the internet. Longoria can't find it. I don't know if he does those commercials anymore, but the greatest commercial, O'Neal Williams for the Hitch House. Do you know what the Hitch House is, Deborah?
Is it a place that sells trailer hitches?
Yeah, good job. Yeah, exactly. Deborah's a farmer. She knows where. Anyway, O'Neal turns 82 today. For star of the show, Ashley, what year did O'Neal Williams marry Woman Williams?
They've probably been married at least 60 years.
Give me a year.
Okay, what's 2025 minus 60, 1955?
That's not good math.
That's terrible math. 65.
That's exactly it. They've been married 60 years.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So O'Neal Outside is the longest running show on WSB.
Yeah.
He's been on for well over 30 years. And the morning time slot is pretty crucial. You got a lot of outdoorsmen. You got
it's such a
all
great
kinds
show.
of people out from 4 to 6 a.m. So I'm pleased that he's the lead into my show. I get a lot of listeners from him.
I remember years ago I asked O'Neal, I'm like, hey, if you ever need to fill in, I know the format of the show. And that was exactly his response, laughter.
You don't want to get up at 3 a.m.
Oh, I got up 3 a.m. all my life,
Well,
Ashley.
just go into the bathroom and then you go back to sleep.
For TV.
I got up 3 a.m. for 25 years, girl.
Yeah, I did kind of work beside you for a few
but
minutes.
O'Neal was so nice. He's like, well, Mark, I can't do an O'Neal impersonation. He's like, maybe we can have you do a segment or something. But he's like, yeah,
a recorded segment.
Yeah, we got to fill in. So he goes, thank you, very generous offer, very generous. Anyway,
a TV star, radio star, author.
amazing.
He's done it all.
82.
Happy
and
birthday,
still going
O'Neal.
strong. Yeah,
Woman Williams.
and what she is. Oh, have you ever seen their wedding picture?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Neil Armstrong and Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Like phenomenal.
Good looking people.
Would it be out of bounds if I posted their wedding picture on my social media?
Deborah.
Deborah says
yeah. You need to get
What if it's on
permission.
his public page?
If you share it, maybe. Yeah,
share it.
All right.
They're beautiful. Beautiful couple.
Great.
Still going
inside
strong.
and out. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Nice.
Man, you know what? We're looking for fill-ins when I'm on vacation and Christmas. O'Neal and Woman Williams.
Okay, I'll reach out to them.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
As long as they can get off Sassafras Mountain.
Exactly right.
If it gets icy, they don't come down.
It'll be in December.
Yeah.
But he's got his whole studio there.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Thank you, Ashley.
The
Good
Hitch
to see you. Happy
House.
birthday to the Hitch House. Longoria, if you find that commercial, you get 5 stars of the show. 5 of them. You can pad your lead on us.
Wow.
All right, so news, weather, and traffic in 3 minutes. When we come back, James Comey pleads not guilty. Government shutdown, day 8. day 3 of the peace talks in Egypt between Israel and Hamas. But also, big political news here in the state of Georgia. We're starting to get fundraising numbers released from candidates for Senate and governor. We're going to get those numbers and see what it means to the impact of the race. Political reporter Greg Bluestein from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is going to join us live next. I'm going to try to find that wedding picture of O'Neill and Woman Williams, and I'll try to post it on my socials at Mark Arum, MarkArum.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Well, you finally spotted your termite guy strolling around your yard. Is he just getting his steps in, or is he actually doing something? Hey, it's Mark Arum for the only termite protection I trust, Breda Pest Management. That guy walking around your yard is supposed to be checking bait stations placed about every 15 feet all around your house. But in reality, they often don't even know where your bait stations are. It's easy to find out if you're protected. Next time they finish walking around, ask them to show me the bait stations, please. They supposedly just checked. If they can't, time to switch to Breda. They offer complete liquid barrier, not bait stations, plus early detection with advanced technology, both inside and outside. And best of all, your termite rate is locked in for 10 years. I have the safety, security, and knowledge knowing Breda protects my home from termites. Breda, BREDA pest.com.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but the cold air is coming fast. That means a couple different things to me and you. Energy bills will be rising and company coming over for the holidays. Dan Watkins here with all Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows. It's time to get your house ready for the winter air and your holiday visitors. The good news is that we have you covered for every opening in your home. So call us today to set up a free estimate with one of our amazing sales consultants. They'll help you pick out the perfect garage door, front door, and windows for your home.
This is Mike Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers.
And this is Jonathan Geller. And Dad, you've got to admit, our history is pretty cool. 86 years, 3 generations of love stories.
What keeps us going is that we've still got the best jewelry and diamonds at prices nobody can beat.
It all comes down to the best jewelry, best service, and best prices at D. Geller & Son. In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Affordable jewelry for everyone is at D. Geller & Son.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. Former FBI Director James Comey pleading not guilty this morning to felony charges that he lied to Congress and obstructed a congressional proceeding during testimony he gave more than 5 years ago. He's accused of lying to the Senate Judiciary Committee about leaking information from the FBI's Trump-Russia investigation that began in 2016. Comey's lawyer, Patrick Fitzgerald, entered the plea at the former FBI's FBI chief's arraignment at federal courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia. Justice correspondent Scott McFarlane is following.
This case into testimony he gave in 2020. We know that in part because the charging document, though thin, alludes to a statement Comey made to Congress. And we know it happened 5 years ago because they ran right up against a deadline, a 5-year statute of limitations to file these charges.
And a trial date is now set for January 5th. All right, your weather for today. Clouds this morning. They'll be thinning out this afternoon. We'll have some sunshine and an afternoon high of 85. Says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Power is out for several hundred people in DeKalb County. This is in the area around Ponce de Leon Avenue and Hambrick Road. A dump truck is to blame. The driver hitting 6 power poles this morning.
We are working to reroute power currently through our smart grid to isolate that damage and hopefully reroute it to a different part through a different part of the neighborhood to restore power as quickly as possible.
That's Georgia Power's Matthew Kent. He says everyone should have power restored by noon today. 2 people facing weapons and drug charges after being arrested at South Cobb High School. Police say neither suspect is a South Cobb student. Officers found a loaded handgun with 14 rounds along with drugs and 2 knives inside a vehicle on campus. Gentry Henson and Kensley Merriweather were taken into custody and charged with carrying weapons in a school zone. The Cobb County School District says that there was no threat to students or staff at any time. DHL investigating after dozens of autographed Taylor Swift CDs were reported stolen. Fans say that boxes with CDs that went through the Hebron, Kentucky DHL distribution center were later found empty when they were delivered to homes. DHL saying that they are working with the shipper as they investigate what happened. An issue with the starter motor is leading to the recall of some 135,000 Hyundai Santa Fe SUVs. Jeff Gilbert has more.
The 24 and 25 model year Santa Fe's could have a starter motor that was not properly installed. It can short circuit during a crash and cause a fire. Now, that's only happened during one crash test. No real-world incidents have been reported. The recall notices will be mailed out December 1st.
And dealers will inspect the vehicles and, if needed, fix a cover that may not have been properly installed on those vehicles. A public health alert this morning has been issued for certain ready-to-eat meals produced by Fresh Realm. It's because of the potential listeria contamination. You want to check your freezer this time. It is the Blue Apron cheesy chicken mac with vegetables and Marley Spoon's barbecue beef meatballs with cheesy cauliflower. There have been no confirmed reports of illnesses, but consumers are advised to toss them out or return them back for a refund. It's 11:03, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Right now, we are watching that double left lane construction again in DeKalb County. Left lane blocked both ways, 285 north and southbound at Glenwood Road, exit 44. That is going to slow the ride as you make your way into and out of Clarkston. I also found some right lane road work downtown, 7585 northbound, approaching University Avenue, exit number 244. And if you're heading southbound into the city, some residual delays from the morning rush starting southbound at the 85-400 merge. Just some scattered brake lights as you make your way down past North Avenue and the Varsity. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies today, high 85, lows tonight in the low 60s. Cooler, drier air moving in for tomorrow, breezy as well, high 71. Friday, mostly sunny, morning low 53, afternoon high 72.
75 degrees in Roswell. It's 76 in Forest Park. Stone Mountain also has 76 degrees. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I'll run this town to be near you.
11:04 on an extremely busy news day, Wednesday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Aram and crew with you till noon. 30 minutes from right now, Deborah's got tickets to give away to see Barry Manilow. And in 1 hour, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K a day bonus splits. Another chance to win $1,000 on WSB. Big stories we're following. James Comey pleads not guilty. Trial set for January 5. Day 3 of the peace talks going on in Egypt right now. United States moderating between Israel and Hamas. We'll recheck things in Jerusalem in just a little bit. Right now, though, I'll go in depth on a big political story. We are starting to see those fundraising numbers for the big races here in Georgia, both for the Senate and the governor. Joining us live from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, political reporter Greg Bluestein. Greg, good morning, my friend. As always, thanks for your time.
What's up, Mark? How are you?
I am kind of excited. No, I'm not even going to say. I'm very excited for the political silly season that's about to hit our voters here in the Peach State, running up to a couple of huge primaries. And while I wait more poll data, we're starting to get some numbers that we can crunch. And those are the fundraising numbers. What candidates announced what their fundraising totals are, and how big are these numbers?
Yeah, I mean, money isn't everything in these races, but it does give you a really important measure of where things stand and if they can put together a cohesive fundraising network. And right now, just this morning, John Ossoff, the incumbent Democrat, he has a huge number. He raised more than $12 million between July and September. He has $21 million in the bank. Just for sort of comparison purposes, it's going to be one of the biggest hauls of anyone in the nation. But he's raised more money than a lot of presidential candidates have at this stage in their campaigns. So
I think that number is important, not only the size of it, but he is not going to have to, pardon my French, blow his wad financially in a runoff, right, or in a primary. Like he is the candidate, so he gets to save that money for the general election.
Yeah, he can already marshal all those resources right now. He doesn't have to worry about a credible Democratic opponent, doesn't have to worry about a runoff unless there's some sort of seismic shakeup, so he can focus it all on the general election. This is why he's this sort of weird situation where, yeah, he's the most vulnerable Democrat incumbent on the map because he's the only senator Democratic senator running in a state that Trump won in 2026, but also this is why Republicans are freaked out about him, because he is this fundraising machine. He is very on message. He has been reaching across party aisles, but also attacking Donald Trump to energize the base. So he's doing all those things that really, strikes fear in their hearts. That's why Governor Kemp has tried to get a consensus candidate to take him on.
21 million cash on hand. That is a sizable number. Any other financial data released as far as fundraising from current candidates?
Yeah, well, there's there's two of the three Republicans, and that is Derek Dooley, the former coach, who's backed by Governor Kemp, and Congressman Mike Collins. They're neck and neck. And I think if you were to tell a lot of Republican analysts that, hey, they'd be neck and neck, they would have been surprised, because Derek Dooley is the candidate who has Governor Kemp's endorsement. He has not just the endorsement of Governor Kemp, but also the full weight of his fundraising machine. Kemp has been out there trying to get Republican donors to back Derek Dooley, and he raised a lot of money. He raised $1.8 million, but Mike Collins raised a little bit more, $1.9 million. And that's the surprise. People thought that Derek would raise a lot of money, but they thought he'd outraise Mike Collins. Well, Mike Collins is right there with him.
I would imagine the Collins campaign going to be leaning heavily on not only the 1.9 they've already accumulated, but moving forward, President Trump's fundraising machine.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Collins, he was able to really tap a grassroots base, 40,000 contributions from all across the nation. We haven't seen, the actual report yet, but he says from all 50 states. And look, now that both these guys, along with Congressman Buddy Carter, has yet to report his financial figures, they can all three go to President Trump and say, here's another reason why I'm the guy you should pick. And it's going to be a really hard decision for President Trump. This does not make it any easier for him.
And I wonder if he might just sit on the sidelines until the primary runs its course and then use whatever political or financial leverage he can use in that campaign.
Mark, there are a lot of savvy Republicans who say the exact same thing as you, which is this makes it less likely that Trump will, dip his toes into these waters right now and endorse any of these candidates, because they're all saying the right things when it comes to their loyalty to him. He's got no reason to oppose any of these three. They've all met with him. He knows Mike Collins and Buddy Carter really well from their time in Congress, and he's met Derek Dooley multiple times. And, of course, Kemp has been pushing Derek Dooley to him as well. So maybe Trump just stays on the sidelines a little longer. Maybe he doesn't get in until there's a runoff.
I think, Deborah, we got to pull that audio. I think Greg kind of called me savvy there. Like, didn't outright call me savvy, but my observation was savvy. Greg Bluestein from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Let's move over to the governor's race. There, it's, we have candidates on both sides of the aisle. No incumbent running there. Have we gotten any fundraising data from a governorship?
No, and we won't until, because it's weird, there are different deadlines, so we won't see their fundraising until next year. All we have is the early reports we had kind of in mid-year, but I can tell you they're all over the place. I was at an event last night. The governor was there, but so were two of the Republicans who are competing to succeed him, Chris Carr and Brad Raffensperger. And on the Democratic side, Mark, there is like a candidate for every lane, from far left to centrist. There's even a former Republican, Jeff Duncan, who not so long ago was backing conservative views. Now he's flipped the switch. But there are a lot of candidates out there on the governor's race.
I'm glad you brought up former Republican Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, because he made some headlines. It was either early this week or late last week, having fundraisers with some, pretty big name Democrats along his side.
Yeah, no, he's running a legit campaign, Mark. And that's been surprising a lot of Democrats who thought, he'd get a lot of attention, and then he'd kind of just fizzle out. He has a really credible campaign team. He's got, helping his launch, a guy named Michael Tyler. He's a Georgia native who was Vice President Kamala Harris's chief comms person. So he's talking about some serious people helping his campaign, and he's got some serious fundraisers and donors, including the Seidel family.
Yeah. That's that was interesting, because when you get a candidate that's running in a new party, right? He switched parties. You never know what the reception is going to be in his new party, whether it'll be welcomed with open arms or will be like, oh no, we know what you did back when you were a Republican. You're not wanted here. Curious that he's already coalesced some big donors already.
Yeah, and look, Georgia Democrats have not won the governor's race in Georgia in decades. So his main argument is, hey, you want someone who can win. I've won statewide, albeit as a Republican. I can be the guy who can win this race for you because, look, there's going to be a big battle over crossover voters. There's only so many of them in Georgia, but we saw in 2022 those crossover voters helped elect both Governor Kemp and Senator Raphael Warnock in their different races. And, I mean, I can think of at least 4 candidates on both sides of the aisle who are all going for those crossover voters right now in that governor's race.
One candidate that's probably not going to go for the crossover vote was Georgia Representative Arua Roman, who gave our first radio interview here on the show last week. 32 years old, and just from the 1,000-mile view, I would say the most left of the Democratic candidates. Any impact that Miss Roman would have on this Democratic race?
Yeah, and Representative Roman's not shying away from that. She is the progressive candidate in the field. She said she was inspired by Mamdani and his campaign up in New York. So she's going to try to run this insurgency campaign, and we'll see. I mean, she could get 3% in the polls. She could force a runoff, right? I mean, it's so unpredictable, especially when it comes to these grassroots insurgency type campaigns where you're really trying to capitalize on, just the liberal progressive frustration with not just Donald Trump, but also the party status quo among Democrats, right? She's saying that, hey, Democrats should be talking more about raising the minimum wage and about embracing some of these progressive platforms that we see Bernie Sanders and others on the national level embrace.
Could she get national attention, being such a young historic candidate in Georgia, much like the New York mayoral candidate? Could she be getting national attention for her candidacy?
Yeah, I think we already seen she already is. She made herself a little bit of a national profile last year. She's the only Palestinian American in the General Assembly in Georgia, and I think she might be the only Palestinian American elected official in all of Georgia. So that gives her a platform in itself, and she was a critic of the Democratic stance towards Israel with its ongoing war against Hamas. So that's already given her something of a platform, and certainly she'll be appealing beyond Georgia. Look, because it used to be a time where all the donors were mostly within the state. That is long gone. Even Republicans now are aggressively raising money across the nation.
Final quick question for you, Greg. I'm salivating here. When are we getting those new AJC UGA political polls? I need some numbers, man.
Yeah, we will soon. We're putting the final touches on the questions. And I think we're going to have some answers within a couple of weeks.
Good. Love it. Love it. Love those poll numbers. Love hearing the campaign finance numbers as well. Greg is on X, Twitter, Blue Sky, wherever you want to find him. It's at Bluestein. Greg, as always, thanks so much for your time, my friend.
You're very savvy, Mark. Thanks for having me.
the savvy Mark Arum and the amazing Greg Bluestein here on WSB Radio. $21 million already cash on hand for Senator Jon Ossoff. That is a sizable number. Quickly updating the story that broke here. Let's go live, in fact, to this just happened. Speaker Mike Johnson calling the political shutdown political cover for Democrats. Speaker Mike Johnson.
Terrified that he's going to get a challenge from his far left. I've noted that Chuck Schumer is a very far left politician, but he's not far enough left for the communists, and they're coming for him. And so he has to put up his dukes and show a fight. So they picked a fight on something that's not even related at all to the shutdown and the funding that we should have gotten done by the end of September.
Speaker Mike Johnson moments ago throwing Chuck Schumer under the bus. No movement yet. On day 8, 9, I forget. Day 8-ish of the government shutdown. The big story that broke today, James Comey pled not guilty in federal court to the charges. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Hoffman has more on the precedents of this case.
Since Nixon, there has been such a care to have a wall between the presidency and the Department of Justice, which seems to be coming down now. And we know that President Donald Trump has others that he would also like to see prosecuted. For example, the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, Senator Adam Schiff.
That's Katrina Kaufman. Let's go to Marjorie Taylor Greene this morning on Fox News.
Work for Georgia's 14th district, and so I'm willing to take off team jerseys, so to speak, right now and call it literally like it is. This is a crisis in America, and I really want to work on it.
That's Marjorie Taylor Greene, on News Nation this morning, say she is willing to break with her GOP counterparts when it comes to the health care issue. Marjorie Taylor Greene is an enigma wrapped inside a riddle wrapped inside a fortune cookie. I don't know what the rest of that thing. I'm still on NyQuil. I apologize. But that was Marjorie Taylor Greene, Georgia Congresswoman on News Nation this morning. All right, quick break. When we come back, a new roof, ROOF initiative here in Georgia, how it could impact us. After we check the traffic impact, live in Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Hello and good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, buddy. Not so good over on the east side perimeter. We're dealing again today with that construction that's been in the left lane in both directions, 285 north and southbound at Glenwood Road, exit 44 in DeKalb County. So that is slowing 285 northbound back at Flat Shoals. Some southbound delays as you leave Clarkston. If you were traveling at downtown, 7585 southbound, some moderate volume, not awful though, as you make your way from 17th Street down to Cortlandt Street. Traffic brought to you by Aleve. Traffic and body pain can slow you down, but don't let the pain stop you. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Use as directed. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
$1,000 on WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your next chance to win is at 12 p.m.
That is awesome.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Hurricane season is here, friends, and now's the time to make sure your roof is ready for whatever comes next. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back with you. At Dr. Roof, they're experts at hurricane proofing your home. From inspecting shingles to reinforcing your roof structure, they make sure your home is secure before the storm hits. Don't wait until it's too late. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from Dr. Roof today. Get ready before the hurricane season goes into overdrive. Call Dr. Roof today.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
This is Monica Pearson from My Plumber Superior Plumbing. The owner, Jay Cunningham, has been serving Atlanta for almost 40 years. They are Atlanta's plumber. Most other plumbing companies have been purchased by private equity conglomerates. Superior Plumbing is entrenched in the community, but the reason I chose Superior Plumbing is that they respect your time with on-time appointments and quality work done right the first time.
The honest one. Call 770-422-PLUM.
It's the spookiest month of the year. If you're hearing creepy noises in your attic, it's probably not a ghost. It could be critters moving in. I depend on Ken, my Arrow Exterminators team member, to protect my home. Arrow's been family owned for over 61 years, and they backed it up with a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Get your free home or business pest inspection by calling 888-GO-ARROW or visiting arrowexterminators.com and tell them Belinda sent you.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Someone made me what I am, and I'm going to find it.
That was a really weird Matt Damon cut. But anyway, Matt Damon turns 55 years old today. Welcome back to the market. I would have thought I was older than Matt Damon. I certainly look older than Matt Damon.
I thought Matt Damon was older than that.
50, really? 55?
Yeah, I don't know
He's
why.
got a boyish face.
Maybe.
Crazy Matt Damon story. So obviously he and Ben Affleck jumped on the scene in Good Will Hunting, and they wouldn't have gotten that movie made or won the Oscar if they weren't able to cast Robin Williams in that part, because no studio wanted to do it, and Robin Williams did it. Robin Williams in the news yesterday, his daughter said, "Stop making AI videos with my dead dad in them." Apparently that's a thing right now, is to make AI videos with Robin Williams, rest in peace. And his daughter's like, "Stop, it's creepy. He wouldn't want you to do that." Anyway, Matt Damon, 55 years old today. All right, new roof initiative here in Metro Atlanta. I'm dubious that this is that folks are going to jump at this, Deborah. What's this new roof initiative?
Okay, so Atlanta passed some legislation that requires all new roofs to be reflective. So they're going to have to be basically painted white so they can help reflect the sun. Now, your roof that you already have, you don't have to worry about it. Anything that's already built,
okay.
you're okay. But anything that's being new or developed, especially commercial real estate, they're going to have these white reflective roofs.
That helps cool down the place.
It helps.
Right?
It helps cool to reflect the sun, and they're saying it can actually cool things the entire city by 2 to 6 degrees, depending on how densely populated it is. Like obviously the suburbs, we have a lot more trees here, but in the city it gets really hot. And they're also saying it can cut energy costs.
That's what I was thinking.
$300 million if the city does it like collectively.
Okay,
so
all right.
Eventually they're thinking it's going to move into some older residencies, but anything right now, it's just new stuff.
So if you've got a roof right now,
you're fine.
But any new roofs have to have that white reflective thing. All right, I could see that happening then.
And I guess they've done it in parts of Texas and California, and it's been pretty successful.
I don't know about lowering the temperature of the city of Atlanta, but if you can cut your energy costs by having a white reflective roof,
yeah,
I'm
just
all
not
for
having
it.
to turn the AC on up 1 or 2 degrees is huge.
All right, I feel better about it. I was like, no one's going to get a new roof, but if you don't have to get it replaced, it's just any.
No, the one you have is fine.
I got to call my friends at Dr. Roof, see what they think about
they give
that.
you a new white reflective roof?
Well, I mean, if they want to, sure. But
you can test out the theory. Is it cooler in your home?
What about the squirrels that love my roof? Are they going to be? Is it going to be?
Squirrels are colorblind.
What about chipmunks?
That was my fact of the day.
That squirrels are they really colorblind? No, I don't know. Do they dream? Because if they dream, we shouldn't eat them.
Then.
We can't eat them. All right. I'm okay with that. New roof initiative. Not your roof fine now, but if you build a new home, you will need a white reflective roof, which I think we could all get if it cuts our energy costs. We can turn that AC down a little bit or up. Anyway, thank you, Deborah. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. So many stories to get you caught up to date on when we come back. And you're going to get a chance to win a pair of tickets to see Barry Manilow. Yes, lucky listener's going to win a pair of tickets to see the man Manilow. That's coming up after news, weather, and traffic. Social media is active at Mark Arum, and you can watch the show live at WSBRadio.com or on YouTube. And don't forget, if you're at home, you can tell your smart speaker, play 95.5 WSB.
The Findlay Roofing Chief Barking Officer, Rufus, has the zoomies. He's rolling over about saving you $1,000 off your roof replacement. That's a lot of bones. Hey, it's Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Stop repairing the leaks and dragging your feet. For a limited time, save $1,000 on your roof replacement. Hurry, this treat ends on Halloween. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com.
Castile Plumbing and Electrical knows the best way to handle that dripping pipe or flickering light isn't just wishing it'll go away on its own. Good news for you. You don't have to think too hard to take care of these issues, thanks to our free, no-obligation plumbing or electrical safety inspection with any paid service. The experts at Castile will fix any small problems before they become big, expensive ones, and even have 0% interest financing available on repairs and replacements. Enough with the wishful thinking. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Having trouble getting in to see the doctor? Wait no longer. All Care is here. All Care is expert immediate care and primary care under a single roof, offering convenience and continuity for your healthcare needs at 15 Atlanta area locations. And best of all, we are fully staffed and ready for you when you need us. Same-day appointments are available and walk-ins are welcomed. Or schedule an appointment at allcare-ga.com. Say goodbye to waiting to see the doctor and say hello to All Care, a proud member of the Piedmont Integrated Network Clinic.
The Scott Antique Markets is back at the Atlanta Expo Center, featuring hundreds of vendors with collectibles and merchandise from all over the world. We're on both sides of I-285 exit 55 on Jonesboro Road. Visit ScottAntiqueMarket.com for more information.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Main Street Auto. We are just getting word that Gwinnett police are on the scene of a homicide. This is at 600 Clearwater Place in Lawrenceville. We will bring you more information on this breaking story as we get it, so check back for updates. 4 Georgia burglary suspects identified after the home of Saints defensive end Cam Jordan was broken into.
Sheriff Joseph Lopinto says defensive end Cam Jordan and his New Orleans Saints were playing just a few miles away when Jordan's home was ransacked September 14th. Lopinto says neighborhood security footage has led to the arrest of 2 suspects in Georgia, with 2 more still sought. Lopinto won't say what was taken from Jordan's home.
If he wants to tell you what was stolen, he can tell you.
But that most of the stolen items have been returned.
And Jim Ryan reports it's the latest burglary in a string of crimes against pro athletes. All right, the clouds that you're seeing now will be clearing out this afternoon. We'll have some sunshine and warm. Highs around 85, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just a matter of minutes. Former FBI Director James Comey pleading not guilty to 2 federal charges. Kelly O'Donnell with more on Comey's lawyer's strategy going forward.
They will defend James Comey by making the argument, we believe, that this was a vindictive prosecution, looking at public statements made by the president and others, looking at some of the steps that took place.
And Comey is charged with obstruction of justice and making false statements by the Justice Department. The case is connected to Comey's testimony before Congress in 2020. He's accused of lying to the Senate Judiciary Committee about leaking information from the FBI's Trump-Russia investigation that started in 2016. A trial date is set for January 5th. A health warning from 6 former surgeons general serving back as far as the administration of President George H.W. Bush. And a Washington Post op-ed, they strongly criticize Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., saying he's endangering the health of the nation. One of the former surgeons general is Dr. Richard Carmona.
Get your children vaccinated and unfortunately disregard what you're hearing from Secretary Kennedy and many of his political appointees who continue to provide mis and disinformation to confuse the public.
And the retired surgeons general say that Secretary Kennedy is entitled to his views, but he's not entitled to put people's health at risk. There is new information coming to light about a lesser known and harder to detect type of breast cancer. Cases are on the rise, and the American Cancer Society says this particular type of cancer has doubled between 1975 and 2021.
Breast cancers in the lobules, so what makes the milk, are called lobular cancers, breast cancers, and those make up about 1 in 10 of breast cancer cases.
Dr. Celine Gounder says that the study is calling for more research into this particular type of breast cancer in order to detect and treat it. And if you think Amazon's getting smarter in how it gets you to buy things during Prime Days, you might be right.
Those recommendations for you are getting much more personalized.
AI is going to transform the shopping as we see it.
Dr. Rajiv Garg with Emory's Goizueta Business School says you can now use Amazon's own AI tool, Rufus, to search out not just the best deals on a particular product, but the most reliable, saving you time and money.
I mean, the downside for Amazon is maybe we'll end up buying less.
Garg says that's because shoppers won't be wasting as much time wading through pages and pages of items. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
All right, let's see how your money is working for you this morning. The Dow is currently down 120, actually up 124 at 46,727. NASDAQ is also in positive territory, up more than 0.5%, and so is the S&P. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams has a look at the roads.
And it is not a fun one over in DeKalb County, Sabrina. We got the construction, 285 north and southbound around Covington Highway. That's been in a left lane both ways. And DOT looking for a crash either north or southbound in the same area. We're going to keep eyes on that. If you're traveling on the West Freeway, inbound I-20 eastbound, seeing a few brake lights as you leave Riverside Parkway over to I-285. And downtown, that right lane construction causing a tap of the brakes, 75-85 northbound between Langford Parkway and University Avenue. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy skies today, high 85, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, breezy as cooler air moves in, highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Friday, mostly sunny, morning low 53, afternoon high 72.
76 degrees in Smyrna. It's 78 in Jefferson and Conyers. We'll have more news at noon, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
All the notifications you need.
The story developing in Marietta.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
We're following breaking news in Atlanta.
All in one place.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it today.
Coming up next, we'll update the James Comey indictment, the peace talks ongoing in Egypt, plus Deborah's got Barry Manilow tickets to give away. Straight ahead on The Mark Arum Show.
We're having a party and you're invited. Join CenterWell Senior Primary Care for our free grand opening party. Come meet our care team and tour the new center. Plus, food, music, games, and more. Celebrate with CenterWell Woodstock on Thursday, October 16th at the corner of Bells Ferry Road and Eagle Drive from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Learn more at CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. We'll see you soon.
Is your main drain clogged? We'll get it unclogged from my pals at Reliable. Hey, it's Mark Arum with you. Check this out. An amazing deal. $89 main drain cleaning promo. Clear out your main drain with my friends at Reliable. Same-day service available. No hidden fees or extra charges for after hours or weekends. Don't be stressed by your main drain. Get it unclogged from Reliable. Book an appointment now online at reliableair.com or call or text 770-594-9969.
Here's a money-saving pro tip to keep your heating system running efficiently and avoid costly breakdowns. For just $29, You can schedule your fall checkup with TE certified electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling. Chris Chandler here. Don't miss this exclusive new customer offer. Just $29 for a TE certified fall checkup. Hurry, offer ends October 31st.
TE certified, we love your home.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
If you're ignoring any cracked bricks or concrete cracks, you could be ignoring underlying foundation problems. You'll want to get ahead of these problems sooner rather than later. Don't wait any longer. Visit aquaguard.net today to book your free inspection. Remember,
AquaGuard.
He packed in the animals 2x2, ox, camel, and a
11:38 on the Mark Arum Show. Longoria not running a tight ship, a minute late. 11:38 on the Mark Arum Show. Coming up after the new news, I'm going to give you a chance to win $1,000, $5K day bonus blitz keyword coming from me to you right after the new news before Eric Erickson. But you do not have to wait 30 minutes to win something spectacular here on the radio station. Deborah, what do we have right now?
Spectacular tickets to see Barry Manilow at Gas South Arena on January 16th.
You're the executive producer, but I've made an executive decision to help me keep track on how long the government's been shut down. That's the number we'll use to win the tickets. So eighth caller. Yeah. So that way we can stay on track. So eighth caller to Heather at 404-872-0750. Eighth caller to 404-872-0750 wins that amazing prize pack to see Barry Manilow in concert. And I'm not saying this is your last chance to see Barry at a big arena, but I would jump on those tickets right now. Eighth caller, Heather, to 404-872-0750 wins those tickets. Want to update what's going on with the National Guard in Chicago. President Trump posting on social media as National Guard troops being deployed in Chicago. Linda Kenyon has more. The very latest, CBS News at the White House.
In a post on Truth Social, President Trump wrote, quote, Chicago mayors should be in jail for failing to protect ICE officers. Governor Pritzker also, unquote. The president also posted, in all caps, make Chicago safe again. Trump ordered the National Guard troops from Texas to deploy to Chicago despite objections from the city's Democratic mayor, Democratic governor, and local residents. The troops are tasked with protecting federal facilities and federal law enforcement personnel, including ICE facilities. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The big headline to me, anyway, is in a Truth Social post. The president said the mayor of Chicago and the governor of Illinois should be in jail. That's interesting. Calling for the jailing of the mayor of Chicago and the governor of Illinois. Early in the show, we went to Jerusalem to get the latest on the discussions, the peace discussions in Egypt between the United States and Gaza. Maggie Rulli is updating the meeting.
The main issues on the table are many topics that are included in Trump's 20-point plan, including the idea of an international stabilization force for Gaza, the transitional governance of Gaza, humanitarian aid and reconstruction, the disarmament of Hamas, and support for the Palestinian Authority and Palestinian security forces.
Again, 20-point plan. Israel has agreed. Will Hamas agree? If so, a big win for President Trump. The shutdown going on right now, Deborah, and we heard earlier in the show that there has been some shortages, ATC, air traffic control, sick outs. One, I think it was the Burbank Airport or something in California. They had no air traffic controllers yesterday. We talked to Clara McMichael from ABC earlier on that. I just went to the Hartsfield-Jackson International site to see. I don't see anything posted on flight delays, but security delays. I don't know if there's a shortage of TSA agents, but main checkpoint, 20-minute wait right now. North checkpoint, 19. Lower north checkpoint, 21 minutes. So I don't usually check at 11:40 on a Wednesday. I don't know if that's typical or not, but certainly not all green right there. Speaking of the airport situation, President Trump in the Oval Office yesterday, quizzed by reporters on what's going on with the government shutdown and the airport system.
Are you concerned about the delays at airports, and how do you see the shutdown?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's they're all Democrat delays. There are delays at the airport. That's standard. And again, this is something that every day we put forth a bill. It's just a continuation. It's a very simple thing to sign and very simple to do. And I really think that these are people that I think they have nothing to lose. They have a party that's out of control. They have no leader. Nobody knows who the leader is. I look at people with very low IQs like Crockett, this woman Crockett. I never met her, but she's a low IQ individual. I look at AOC talking about how if they want to negotiate, they can come to my office. She's not in that position to do that. And who the hell is she to say that? And then I watch Nancy Pelosi not knowing what to do. I watch their leadership. Look, Schumer is petrified of primary because he's not going to win probably against anybody in a primary. You know, Schumer did the right thing, but he handled it badly originally a year ago. He did probably the right thing, but he handled it badly. I think Schumer's incapable of making a deal. They are a mess. They're a party that has no leadership. They have, and they have no policy. You know, I think we have great leadership, but we also have great policy. We have strong borders. We have no men and women's sports. Basic things. We're not going to take your child away and change the sex of your child. We're not going to do things like that. What they're doing to the country is so incredible. And they got away with it with all their woke crap, and now it's stopped. And we have a country that's based on common sense and strength and intelligence. I mean, we have the United States of America, and I say it all the time. Other leaders have told me this. Mark hasn't yet, but I think he would. A year ago, we were a dead country, and now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. Maybe Canada. I'll give Canada, but because I do like Canada. But you know, we're the hottest country in the world right now. There's never been a country that has the kind of money coming into it. There's never been anything like this. There has never been a country.
All right, some amazing audio yesterday from President Trump. He had the Prime Minister of Canada there with him talking about. I just don't know, Deborah, how far could I get in life if I just started calling people low IQ individuals?
Oh, I know, right?
Like, is that a fireable offense? If I go, that person that works here, that's a low IQ individual. I know what you mean. I don't know if I'd get away with that. Anyway, President Trump yesterday. All right, I purposely, Deborah, saved this for the end of the broadcast or toward the end of the broadcast because I didn't know how mad you were going to get when I updated this story. It is officially the songs of the century. Now, I know you love Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone has come out with their top 250 songs.
Most current century, right? Not of all time?
The century.
Okay, I saw it.
Rolling Stone has released its list of the greatest songs of the 21st century so far. And Missy Elliott's tune from 2001 is number 1. Second, Maps by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, released in 2003. That's the same year Beyonce and Jay-Z gave us this love song. Crazy in Love is third. The White Stripes' Seven Nation Army fourth. All Too Well by Taylor Swift rounds out the top 5. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
When I first saw the story, I was like, it's too early to do the top songs of the 20.
Not as you look at the year.
Years in. I like that Missy Elliott was number 1.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Yeah.
Off the top of your head, can you think of any of the best songs in your opinion?
There's a lot of music. For the 2000s, I kind of lead to that return to the garage rock, so like the Strokes and the Killers and stuff like that. But I love that they put Maps at number 2. That is a great song.
Totes. Maps at number 2.
Yes, that's a great song.
What about,
right, Andrew? Maps. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah.
The Pixies? Are the Pixies in there?
Ooh, not post 2000s, right?
No,
they'd be pre 2000.
All right, so you're okay with the
Even
list
with their new
that I
album.
just played. I didn't know
The
if I was
top
going to
5,
offend
yeah.
you.
I've only looked at the top 50. I didn't get to look at the whole thing yet.
All right, there you go. Hey, congrats to David and Fairburn. I don't think that Barry Manilow is going to be on the top songs of the 21st century, but maybe in the 20th century. Anyway, David from Fairburn won a pair of tickets to see Barry Manilow, courtesy the Mark Arum Show and WSB. Your next chance to win in the $5,000 a day, also known as the $5K a day bonus splits. I will give you a keyword coming up right after the new news here on WSB. News, weather, and traffic's what we're known for. Let's head straight to the traffic center. The latest there, Alex Williams.
Yeah, not a very pretty sight over on the east side perimeter, Mark. We are dealing with left lane construction, 285 north and southbound around Glenwood Road, exit number 44. Also looks like southbound, they're trying to clear up a crash out of the right lane in that construction zone, so that's not helping the cause. Elsewhere, if you're traveling downtown, still dealing with that right lane construction coming up from the airport, 7585 northbound before University Avenue, exit 244. Those barrels are knocking out the right lane. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
Informative and topical when you want
And
it.
he's involved in keeping Chinese communist students at American University.
And a break when you need it.
I forgot to leave food out for the cat. Can you go check on the cat?
Eric Erickson.
By belittling other people, you show your tribal loyalty.
Today, starting at noon. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Just search FGA Roofing to get started with a free quote today.
At Ameris Bank, we know that it's never just business when it's your business. I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. Whether your business is looking to optimize cash flow, improve your payment technology, or grow more quickly, my team and I are here and ready to help with a superior level of service, smart banking technology, and local market expertise. I invite you to reach out to my team by visiting amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate, right here on 95.5 WSB. If you listen to my show each Saturday, we cover Atlanta's housing market and all things real estate related. So, whether you're buying your dream home or selling your current one, hiring the right agent is essential. The Agency Atlanta is the iconic brokerage that is revolutionizing real estate worldwide. We pair global resources with decades of hyper-local Atlanta market expertise to deliver results. If you're selling your home, we'll help you showcase your property and maximize your return. If you're buying, we'll guide you through every step to secure the perfect home for your lifestyle. Either way, we would love to earn the privilege of being your agent. So, if you're looking for that perfect Buckhead bungalow, that Alpharetta estate, an in-town condo, or suburban bliss, visit InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com today to connect with us at the Agency Atlanta. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Can you guys believe Halloween is approaching, Thanksgiving, Christmas? Omaha Steaks is helping you out right now with an early Black Friday sale. You can get 50% off site-wide right now, and you get an extra 20% off select favorites and more. It's limited time deals because it's the early Black Friday sale. You want the caramel apple tartlets, but listen, if you're just into meal prep or you're tired of the family arguing over dinner, you load up the deliciousness from Omaha Steaks. I load up on the New York strips. It's what I feed the guys on Sunday nights for football weather. Grilling, it's fantastic, and I take advantage of this discount as well. And then here's the thing. At checkout, you use promo code ERIC, and you get an extra $35 off. Minimum order required. The unbelievable savings. 50% off site-wide, 20% off select favorites for a limited time for early Black Friday, and an extra $35 off. And all you do is go to omahasteaks.com, load up your cart. At checkout, you put in ERIC, E-R-I-C-K. Start saving real big today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the costs of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
The Zen philosopher Basho once wrote, "A flute with no holes is not a flute, and a donut with no hole is a Danish."
It's a Danish. Happy 82nd birthday to one of the biggest influences of my life. Chevy Chase turns 82 years old today. I can't even begin to tell you how much he influenced me. The three biggest influences of my childhood: Chevy Chase, Eddie Murphy, and my dad. I love Chevy Chase. I love Eddie Murphy. Love my dad. Only my dad of those three, I believe, has been on the Mark Arum Show. If you can, Deborah, Chevy Chase, he's getting up there. He's 82.
I mean, I know he does stuff for Christmas Vacation every year, but he's never been offered up. It's always been the rest of the stuff.
I give him all 3 hours. I'd interview anyway. Happy birthday, Chevy Chase. All right, breathe a sigh of relief for the folks at Cracker Barrel. Brand logo controversy to restaurant, not Cracker Barrel related, but it's Long John Silver's, Deborah.
Yeah, another restaurant decided to change their logo, and this time it's Long John Silver's. Their new logo swaps out the signature fish and replaces it with a chicken, and now the slogan is chicken and seafood. Now, the chain says a lot of people come in there just raving about the chicken, so they wanted to change it to kind of reflect that they offer both seafood and chicken, and of course, fans not loving it.
I get it, but I mean, because chicken is a seller, but you can't. You're Long John Silver's, man. You got to lead with the fish. And I will say this, I'm not getting paid to say this, the best coleslaw in the world is at Long John Silver's. That should be the logo.
I think a coleslaw.
Don't get rid of the fish and the chicken and just put coleslaw.
Best, Mark Arum says, best coleslaw in the world. Oh, quick update on the Arby's steak nugget story.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't try them, but I saw a review on social. This is where I missed Johnny Kilbasa. So apparently they're offered in just the plain nugget form, just pieces of steak with barbecue sauce on a sandwich. And this is what we're going to try tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Mac and cheese bowl with steak nuggets.
Yes.
Yeah, you down?
Yeah, I'm down.
Deborah, you want 2 or 3?
You can give mine to Vinny.
All right. But they looked really good. And it got, so tomorrow on the show, mac and cheese steak nugget bowls from Arby's. Deborah, I hit the nail on the head. Churches, temples, mosques around the country reacting at houses of worships around the country by hiring security consultants, right? I said after the rash of shootings there. Christopher Cruz has more.
Chris Maloney is one of those consultants. He says religious institutions have to be intentional to ensure their guests and visitors and congregants are safe.
I call it aggressive greeting. And what I mean by that is this. We can make our churches a lot safer if we just have a group of volunteers who are paying attention.
Maloney advises communities to create create security committees to develop game plans for services and events. He says members of religious communities can help keep those communities safe just by keeping their eyes open and calling out any threats they perceive. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Yeah, those conversations going to be ongoing with congregations around the country at houses of worship. How do you stay safe in the 21st century?
Longoria's fact of the day.
Squirrels are colorblind.
You stole it. Today is National Pierogi Day.
Oh.
And did you know pierogi is plural form? A singular dumpling is called a pierogi.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And the dish dates back to at least 1682, appearing in Poland's first cookbook.
Polish dish.
Yeah. Have you ever had a pierogi? I've never had pierogi.
Oh, yeah. My buddy Hudak, I referenced his dad earlier. His dad was the chief of the fire chief. His mom used to make pierogies all the time. Maya makes pierogies once in a while.
Oh, cool.
And she loves them. Out of nowhere, she's like, "We're having pierogies tonight." I'm like, "All right,
cool."
But I think they've been stolen. They are Polish in origin, but I know you can get them. In most European countries, they've kind of stolen the Polish pierogi. If you're cutting carbs, not the dish that you want to do.
Yeah.
Not good on keto or Atkins,
Probably
but I don't even know if there are any restaurants in Metro Atlanta that serve pierogies. Maybe a German kind of beer house place might have pierogies and sauerkraut or something. Anyway, tomorrow's going to be National Mac and Cheese Steak Nug Day on the Mark Arum Show. Stars of the show. I want to give Vinny one. Like, Vinny came in and did a lot of show prep.
Yeah, he did,
and then went
but then
to
he dipped.
So what do you think? Does Vinny get one? I mean, he pulled a lot of audio in a little amount of time.
Yeah, I give him one.
All right, Vinny gets a bone. This might be his last day working here. He's going to get hired by Jermaine Dupri at this music producer convention, so that might be his last. His fill-in was excellent. She gets a star of the show. Heather screening the calls. Did I already award you, Longoria? You lost 5 yesterday.
5? I lost 1 yesterday.
No, I think it was 5.
No.
All right, well, if it's only 1, then I'm not going to give you a star of the show today.
Come on.
Our guest, Natalie Brand from CBS, joined us live in D.C. Jordana Miller in Jerusalem. Claire McMichael from ABC talking about the government shutdown. And Greg Bluestein from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Oh, and O'Neill Williams and Ashley Frasca. Happy birthday, O'Neill. The Hitch House. Hey, don't go anywhere. I am going to give you a keyword on the 5K Day Bonus Blitz right after the new news before Eric Erickson. I'll be active on socials throughout the day. Give us a follow, please, at Mark Arum, M-A-R-K-A.